Coming up on Stones Radio Networks, the SATs, Stones and Toy Show. The following program is brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. The views, opinions, statements, outbursts, random thoughts, decisions, and shenanigans expressed are solely those of the hosts and in no way are reflective of those of the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club, management, or staff. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Bitches. You are listening to Stones Radio Networks, the home of the Lincoln Potters. Started with trading a bag of weed for a mixing board and a couple of microphones. This is the show that started it all. It started as Stones and the Boys, and through many incantations, we're always Stones and Toy. We had a Knock, a Casual T, a Jay Wuck, a Rebecca Blanton, a Jessica Cameron, Mike E. Winfield, a Carmichael Dave. But still, it always comes back to two guys sitting in a room talking.
Two guys sitting in a garage talking.
And now it's time for Stones and Toy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Goodbye Sober Day. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Stones and the Toy. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Goodbye Sober Day. Stones and the Toy.
It is like robot sex in your ears.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Well, giggity goo. That's right, everybody. It's Friday, and it is time for the Stones and Toy Show. And yes, we are starting a little early today because if you're not aware, then welcome to the world of knowledge. The Giants are starting their their path towards the championship series here against the Dodgers, who happen to be the owners of the world's worst tasting food.
That's right.
A Dodger dog. They're terrible. Absolutely terrible. So to pipe in on that topic and many others, my good friend Stones.
What's up, everybody? What's up, my friend?
Oh, just hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Listening to myself and my cans,
Yeah.
industry term.
How do they sound?
Really pronounced, I must say. So that's much better than last time.
Are they too loud?
No, I can. If I can hear myself, then that's probably a problem in and of itself. But
Well,
no,
of
it's
course.
good. It's all good.
I would imagine that's a problem every single day of your
It
life.
absolutely is.
Welcome in, everybody, to Stones and Toy Show. I am Stones. That is the toy. I probably should turn the camera on, huh? Wow.
Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody?
That was one of those things I'm
Oh,
supposed to
that's
do
us.
a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that's us.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Wait, what's happening, bro? We're both sporting the backwards hat thing going. We got
Yeah.
our Giants happening. I got my black shirt on underneath here to represent the orange and black.
There you go.
Stones is always dressed in orange and black, so that's
and
how
then
he
I'm
rolls.
wearing the most appropriate shirt.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Okay. So
Yes.
if you can't read that exactly, it's,
That says, there we go.
There
I
we
don't
go.
often hate, but when I do,
Yeah.
I prefer to hate the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
stay victorious, my friends.
absolutely. And
Big night tonight.
duck the Fodgers, everybody.
Duck the Fodgers. So, yeah, welcome into the show, everybody. It is a big night. We did move things up very specifically for the Giants-Dodgers Game 1.
Game 1 of the NLDS.
NLDS Division Series.
That's correct.
So it's a huge game. Lots of big reasons why it's a big
for
game,
sure.
but the biggest reason is it's because it's the Dodgers. I mean,
Yeah.
how much sweeter could it be? Now, I was rooting really, really hard against them the other night.
As was I.
But
I wanted St. Louis to just come in and show what they were all about, and
absolutely,
they did,
right?
unfortunately. They showed what they were all about.
But I think that's par for the course. When the Dodgers are playing anybody, you root against the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Okay?
regardless
Regardless of the scenario. Now, because I think it'll be sweeter for the Giants to beat the Dodgers for the first time ever in the playoffs,
it's the
by
first
the
time
way.
they've ever faced each other in the playoffs.
Correct.
All of these eons
Yes.
of time in baseball, which is amazing.
It's
absolutely
fucking
amazing.
awesome, so.
Kind of a side, an interesting factoid, if you will. It's sad that it's not for the championship series, but it's for the division series. But that's
fine.
okay.
That's fine
That's
by me.
A-okay as well.
That's fine by me. So, yeah, we move things up so we can have 100% focus
never mind.
on that game.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's happening tonight. The show almost didn't happen tonight.
Well, there's a very good reason for that, though.
The show almost didn't happen
It
tonight.
didn't, but the universe intervened
It
and
worked out.
allowed for everything to happen.
It did. My daughter's 17th birthday is next Friday.
Yep.
And so the plans were that because she's as big of a Giants fan as I am.
It's definitely she is daddy's girl with that one.
When it
we're
comes
we're
to
not
that-
gonna when we talk about the Giants, we're not even gonna talk about apples falling not far from trees.
No.
Like this apple stayed on the tree.
Stayed on the tree.
Yeah,
Still there.
Still very much growing and thriving, and the Giants love on that tree.
So the intention was to go ahead and get her, if possible, tickets, to a postseason game. Well,
Oh, show.
the way, if you notice the schedule, the way it worked out is that it's if necessary games. Now, I do think, and we can talk about this later or whatever, but I do think this series probably goes 5.
It's going to be a good series.
Okay?
It's going to be a good series. There's no clear walk away team.
But
here.
that 5th game would have been in San Francisco on the 14th, the day before her birthday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's what I was shooting for, right? Is this big, hey, day before your birthday, let's go. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
And I couldn't hold it in long enough to finally just blurt it out to her, hey, do you want this for your birthday?
Right.
And she went, oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But then she realized, well, that's a if needed
Right.
game. So she's like, so you're saying we might not. No, we might not.
And that's where her mother's not falling off the tree came in.
It goes.
Well, wait a second then.
So when don't. So why are you gonna buy tickets for a game that's not gonna happen? Dude, we get our money back.
Right, that ain't the
Chill,
trip. Right,
chill.
that ain't the trip.
So I looked into game 1 and game 2. Okay, and game 1 hit me, and I could have probably saved $60, but game 1 is tonight.
Yes, it is.
And
You guarantee they're going to play that one.
but I'm guaranteed they're gonna play that one, and I'm guaranteed they're playing tomorrow.
That's true as well.
So I had the dilemma of, do I save, the $60 between the two? Because as it is, it's a pretty penny to take my daughter
There's,
out there. It's
there-
not cheap.
Looking at the pricing list, they added some numbers to the things.
Yeah, there's an extra 0 that I've never seen before
On the wrong side of the
on
decimal
the wrong
point.
side of the decimal. So, so I'm at this crossroads. So I text my daughter. She's at school. I text my daughter. She immediately responds. That shows you how well our school systems are doing right now.
Oh, for sure.
But so she.
Well, I have a story about that
She
too, but-
immediately responds and goes, Friday, yeah, let's do Friday.
Hell
And-
yeah.
And then texts, I see the bubbles.
Yes.
And then she texts.
Gotta love iPhone to iPhone for that very reason.
She texts back, wait, hold on. And these are all separate messages. Wait, another message. Hold on, another message. I think I have something on Friday. All right, well, what do you got going on Friday? Oh, yeah, my birthday dinner with my friends. So she totally blanked on that. That's how excited she is to go to
she's
this
focused
game.
on baseball, dude.
Yeah, totally to go to this game, right? So she hits me back, well, what about Saturday? And I'm like, let's pull the trigger, let's do Saturday. So we are heading to the game tomorrow early to get there early and to be there late.
Hells
For
to the yeah.
Game 2, San Francisco
Deuces.
versus LA.
Yes.
Really excited about that.
Hell
So,
yeah. And I'm really excited about it, even though I don't get to go. That's okay. We have our alternate plans.
We do have alternate
We'll
plans.
get into that in a minute. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it because of the amount of love that the both of you have for the Giants.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, and I love me some Giants. You know that.
Oh, I know.
think many people do, but I don't house the amount of capacity for love for the Giants that you guys do.
Yeah.
And I think with that being in the house,
It's going to be a big deal.
it's going to help us.
Well,
it's gonna
you
bring
know.
some positive juju's around, and we're going to need. I mean, I would love to shit all over the Dyers. you
Oh,
know?
yeah, absolutely.
I would love to,
Absolutely.
but I have to be realistic here. This is a team that won 106 games. This is not a
No,
not a joke of a team.
You're not
You know,
lying. You're
and,
not lying. Except the team on the other side did win 107. So it's a formidable matchup.
I am not.
You know?
Yeah,
Over
it's-
162. That's a really good indicator of how good of a team you really are.
Oh, it absolutely is, and
You
it's
know?
it's the funny thing. You know, let's focus on that 106 wins by the Dyers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, go ahead. Let's focus on that. Just like there were 74 million voters that voted for one team, but let's not think about the 81 million that voted for the other team and the
Oh,
team that won
Lord.
107 games.
Oh,
So you know,
Lord, I love you.
so
I love you.
Just
I
had
knew,
to get
I
into
knew
that.
that was coming. I knew that was coming.
so, but it's funny. They're all kind of those two are kind of cut from the same cloth.
No,
And I bet you.
you're not wrong.
I bet you that other one that I was talking about there just a second ago, I bet you he likes Dogger Dogs
I bet you he does.
because
I
they're
bet
gross.
you he does. So anyway, so that's what's been going on. So that's why the early start. So we are here and we're getting out. We're gonna be in and out tonight. In and out. Okay?
Giggity, son.
So that's what we're gonna do tonight. So welcome into the show, everybody. We were talking last week, and I said there are certain things we're just gonna have to get to. Let's get this shit out of the way. Let's
Right.
get that shit out of the way. But
then
some-
you let me open my mouth,
But-
and then it all went off the rails.
That's true, but something else came up pre-show that I totally forgot about, and so you're right. We probably want to go ahead and put it on record
Right.
as to from the last time we did a show to this time, where you are right now and what's going on.
Right.
So,
So we've made some illusions with the A, not the I, to these topics. So
Yeah.
I think the last time we were on doing the show, I was still getting ready to head out to Idaho and move up there.
Correct.
To be with the kids. So, kind of funny story. As I was getting ready to wrap my business up, I had 2 weeks to go until I was taking my paramedic test.
you should
and-
always wrap your business up anytime you use it.
which is a whole other story because
Just letting you
today
know.
that was made illegal, is not wrapping your business.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you see that?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll
I
talk
did.
about that
I
too.
did that, yeah.
Because I figured that's kind of in our rating zone. So the kids came down with the ex and her husband and the family and all that. They came down for Thanksgiving to be here with everybody's families for Thanksgiving, and I went and picked up the kids and at grandparents' house, and they opened the door and were like, "Hey, guess what? We're not leaving." I'm like, "What do you mean you're not leaving?" And they're like, "We're staying with you." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome. I know, but you guys
Yeah.
got like school and stuff." And they're like, "No, we ain't going back." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm
We're
like,
not moving.
and then no, they're not staying there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And so the ex comes to the door, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're moving back." And I was like, "What? Why?" "We're not happy." "Okay." And it's been really hard on the kids. Word, I can see that. "So when are you thinking about moving?" "Oh no, we're already moving. We'll be back in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Oh." And I looked at the kids and I said, you really aren't leaving?" And she's like, "No, they're staying with you for a couple of weeks until we get back." And I was like, "Word, got it."
So Idaho
So-
went out the window.
So
as far
Idaho
as you
went
were
out
concerned.
Yep. So I had no more reason now to go to Idaho or
Yeah.
anything else. So I got a great sweatshirt out of the deal.
Yes, you
and I
did.
appreciate that, and it's keeping me warm as the seasons are changing.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to move to Idaho. So, but I
big
was
deal.
already signed up for the national medic exam, and so I took that and fortunately was able to pass and
Barely, bro.
barely. I know. I
Barely.
scraped by.
You know.
And then I had this shiny new card in my hand, and
You got a 59 and a half, guys.
and it's
Just so you know, if you ever see him
passing's 59, just so you know.
pulling up, okay?
And you should have seen what I had to do with that half a point to get that half a point.
Get off your knees, boy.
That's right. So the how do you know which one's the head nurse? She's the one with dirty knees. Anyway, so. But we had been doing, and then as I think we had left off, you had come aboard with the construction side of things that we were working on.
Oh, that's right.
And so as
Camping, time flies.
so you and I
We were working together, weren't we?
we were,
Yeah.
and so the three of us, the
Still
boss
are.
man, we had some plans. We formulated kind of a path forward for us. We thought we might gain some successes if we traveled this path. So. Even though I had a shiny new blue California State paramedic license card in my pocket, I was staying with what I was doing. I was working with the team and wanted to see some of these things come to fruition. Unfortunately, we had some snafus along the way, and things kind of didn't go the way we wanted. And you, fortunately, and I tell this story to all my coworkers too, you said to me, dude, it's time for you to get back to it. You got everything. Just go to work.
Just go to work.
And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so you handed me your Microsoft Surface and said, here you go, man. Start applying. I was like, cool, I'll take it home and, I'll get to work on it tonight or whatever. And you're like, no, you won't.
No,
fucking get
do it
started
right
now.
here.
And so
I do like being a dick sometimes.
it helped, man, because what did I do? I listened to Papa Stones and I sat down and I started doing my works. And I mean,
immediately you got fucking, hey, dude.
So that was a Tuesday, right? It was a Tuesday.
Come
and,
talk to us now.
On Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I got a phone call and said, hey, can you interview tomorrow? And I said, yeah, that'd be great. And I said, cool, Zoom at 1. I said, perfect. Sounds good. Then they called me or texted me or emailed me or something.
They didn't call
whatever,
me.
yeah.
They didn't call me.
So they let me know somehow. And they were like, hey, can you move it up to 9 o'clock? And I was like, sure, I can do that. And so I got up, put on my shirt and tie, and shaved my face, and made myself look handsome, and still kept my chonies on, and doing the Zoom life that everybody was talking about.
The first time you were experiencing it, by the way.
Pretty much, yeah. And so listened. So we had a nice chat, and he offered me a job. So I said, yeah. And then I had a couple of more things I had to do, legal stuff, like get my ambulance driver's license.
But it was within a week or two
and then
before you were fucking.
And then I was out there, so I'm back out there on the rig,
which is awesome, dude.
And
it's awesome.
I'm working full time up in the Yuba City, Marysville area, which is quite an interesting experience. But it's all good. The downside, but. I'm having a blast, man. I really am. I can't, again, thank you enough for finally kicking me in the ass to just fucking get to it, man, because I'd probably still be doing what I was doing before if I hadn't gotten around to it.
Well, it's not like you were unhappy or anything.
No, it was I needed something different for me
to move
forward.
We all have that part of ourselves that just goes, you know what? I'm okay right now. So that's it. This is all I need. So this is all I'm going to go for. Excuse me, and I just saw you getting more complacent.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's that plateauing,
And I was like, dude, but you don't have to plateau here. You can plateau over here, man.
Right.
You don't have to
get on a higher plateau.
Yeah, you don't have to sit on this, dude. You don't have to, and I knew you didn't want to. It was a product of the environment that you were in and living in and just day to day, you were doing that. Now you don't have to be day to day, bro. You're not. You can be moment to moment.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it as it comes.
Absolutely. I'm doing my best at that and trying not to let people irk me. So again, thank you for the advice on how to work the Twazzle machine. It's been a nice.
I haven't seen anything like crazy, so
no,
I think it's good. I think it's working out.
It's been a nice little thing to keep the mood well. I did, and I know so many stand-up comedians have gone over this. I mean, Tom Segura, one of my favorites. He has a great bit about people on bicycles. And not even that bit, but he's got a lot. Now I think about it, he's got a lot of stuff about bikes.
He does like to talk about bikes.
But and just the entitlement of people on bikes and when they're dressed up as Lance Armstrong and all that. Those guys still bother me now because I had a run-in with one this morning.
So we did talk last week about you're running with the one.
Yeah.
So you had another one.
Another one.
So now you're trending.
Not nearly as bad as the last one.
You're starting to trend into the person who doesn't like bicyclists.
I'm trying to avoid that.
But
This one was more. This one was not nearly as bad as the last one, but
Okay.
this one came down to that.
Let's find out.
Well, this one came down to the the rules about bicyclists are supposed to stop at stop signs, or at least do the California roll, as they call it.
Okay.
Which
yeah,
is
I mean,
which is they have to
bicyclists
slow.
are
at
supposed
least.
to. They're supposed to obey the rules of the road.
Right, and acknowledge the fact that there are
So
and
stop signs, stoplights, they all apply.
right.
To
At least
a
pay attention
bicyclist.
to them a little bit. No, I don't. I know. I've been on a bike many times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a pain in the ass to stop at every fucking stop sign. I
Oh, yeah.
get it. I'm not asking
Yeah.
you to stop at the stop sign. I'm just asking you to acknowledge the fact that. See, I refer to something in trauma care.
Acknowledge the fact that.
Well, and this is where I'm going to go with.
Okay.
I'm going to answer that. But I had to sidestep for a second.
Well, I know you
use this-
sidestep
I
all
know.
day, dude. It will,
That's-
you know,
I'm working on my moonwalk too.
we'll be here
so
all fucking night, dude.
But I
Giants
use this analogy when dealing with traumatic forces.
Okay.
And so it's the lug nut rule. He with the most lug nuts wins. So if you look at it, people
He
have.
with the most lug nuts wins.
Yeah, because we don't have any lug nuts. So
Okay.
if we get hit by a bicycle which
Oh,
has
okay.
two lug
Yeah,
nuts,
I see where you're
they
going with
win.
that. Okay.
Car beats bicycle, semi beats. You know what I'm saying? More lug nuts wins.
sure.
Okay.
Except in the situations where I'm walking home from Cragen's with 2 pockets full of lug nuts and get hit by a car.
Unless
At
they
that
hit
point-
you on the lug nuts and it breaks the car.
At that
and not
point
you.
in time, I'm still going to lose, even though I have 36 lug nuts in my pocket.
Truth.
Okay. I'm just.
Okay, I will give
wanna
you.
set.
Except
you know,
for, and then my partner and I were discussing the lug nut rule the other day, and we
Yes?
determined that there's also there's one exemption. That's,
well, I just gave you another, so now
okay,
there's 2.
that's a moose. Moose don't have any lug nuts, but yet they will beat a car no problem.
They'll beat a car. I'm not sure if they beat a van or a, you know,
It depends if it's down by the river. Or
a
not.
big truck. You know.
Right, but they
Short of a
fuck some
semi,
shit
but-
up. You know
Oh, they
what
do.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
anyway, so
Like
the
this
people on
story.
bicycles need to acknowledge the lug nut rule.
Yeah, like this story.
That's all I'm saying. They need to acknowledge the lug nut rule. So when a car is trying to
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
turn
yeah, yeah.
left into
Lefty,
on a
lefty.
street and they see 2 bicyclists approaching
Loosey.
with their
Righty-tighty.
matching gears and their fancy shoes that they
Mm-hmm.
can't whatever. Riding quickly and doing a fine job, but as I'm trying to turn left, they can't just blow through the fucking stop sign and cut me off and then give me the finger for going in a car.
Unless they're training for a race against cancer, okay? And then you just gotta.
I'm surprised these 2 didn't have cancer.
Dude, okay, first of all, that's fucked. Second of all, maybe they did. Third of all,
I'm sorry, that was cold-blooded.
I mean,
I'm just fucking.
maybe they do. I mean,
Anyway, so I just wanted him to acknowledge the lug nut rule.
it's a possibility, and you could correct me if you think I'm wrong, but that the bicycle seat creates more anal problems as you get older than it does, for a younger person. So yeah, colon cancer.
I wouldn't necessarily. I would say prostate. I would say it causes taint issues, not necessarily butthole issues. So if
well,
you've got it, because if you're
I'm
getting,
thinking
if you
colon
got-
cancer,
if you're riding
prostate cancer.
if you're using your bike seat and it's causing you butthole problems, then you're using your seat
Butthole
wrong.
was the wrong word.
using
I
the
was
seat
looking
wrong.
for. I was thinking more
you
anal.
said anus,
I know. I was
and
thinking,
anus is the butthole.
Well,
Oh.
did I say butthole or anus? See, that's the thing. is
Anus
I don't have the rewind button
yeah.
any longer.
No, we don't
So-
need it.
No,
we
I-
can go back during the editing session.
Wait, what? Go fuck yourself, okay, dude. Go fuck yourself.
Real fucking ugly.
All right,
Well, I know.
that was really bad. Anyway,
Mom always said I had a face for radio, and then you went and put a camera on it. So I can't argue with that.
very true. So was that your story?
That
Are
was
you,
my story.
Are you sticking to it?
That's it. I got
Okay.
nothing else for
I
you.
wasn't.
On
well, sometimes it goes places. So I was.
that. I went and
I was
I
gonna
went
see-
to all the places I needed to
You
go,
went to
and
all
I
the
came
places-
back.
You went okay.
Yeah, so we're good.
All right. Well, then let's get caught up on some of the bullshit
Yes.
that has plagued us in the past, and you were all excited for about getting caught up with in the future, because this is not stuff that I've talked to you about in all these months that have passed
That's true.
since we
And-
talked about it on air.
Yeah, and
so-
I'm very vaguely confused at this point.
That's
so
fucking fine because the first thing that I want to bring
we're going
back
to talk
up,
about more characters from TV shows I don't watch.
we're going to bring back up something that I think is important. No, and something else just hit me too. God damn it.
Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
We have to talk. Shit. All right, fuck it. We have to talk about Hank, the fucking turkey.
Yes.
Okay, because
I saw him the other
of
day.
all people, fuck
All his
you.
peeps.
Listen, shut up. Of all people in this world, okay, that ruined my day by saying something about Hank, the fucking Thanksgiving turkey, was the fucking Phantom. Okay,
He loves Hank.
and listen,
He
no,
doesn't love Hank?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't know anything. Fuck you. Shut up. Listen, he doesn't know about Hank, but he did do. So we're leaving after their
He
show.
knows about Hank. He and I discussed it.
Okay, fine. He does know about Hank. I don't want to give him any credit
he
at this
loves
point
Hank.
in time, okay? We're leaving the show. It's him, it's Kenny, it's myself. We're outside. I got my decorations up for Halloween, as
Which
we've
are
already
dope, by the way.
discussed.
Which are dope.
Thank you very much.
They're going to be better tonight.
Yes, they are. I got my black light.
Yep.
So he's looking around. He's like, if there's anybody that I know that just can nail decorating for the holidays, all right, it's you, bro. It's all you. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I decorate for all the holidays except Thanksgiving. And he looks at me, and he
Because
says,
he knows.
and he says, well, why don't you do Thanksgiving? And I said, well, what am I going to do? And he goes, get a big old Hank the turkey. Okay. Oh, fuck.
Hank lives on.
Seriously. Okay. He didn't listen. First of all, he didn't listen to the show because he was doing the football play-by-play, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't hear our show. Okay.
But he understands because
why
he
does
loves Hank.
Why does Hank have to come back to haunt me?
Because Hank is dope, dude.
I'd like to Hank.
In fact, we
You
need to
brought
figure
him
out.
up before it's.
I need to find out when we did that because I got to get
Talkable.
all of his people because I don't think I have the notes on that.
Well, then you'll have to go back and listen to shows.
You just got to tell me which show it is.
You just have to look at the date and timestamp and figure it out for yourself.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sucks.
That does hurt.
I don't keep notes on all my shows
Oh.
like I used to way back in the day.
Before you realize that we don't use them
because I don't fucking care.
because you started doing all this hard work and I skipped all the pre-show meetings.
it never
and then-
goes
and then
anywhere.
you
Yeah,
missed
absolutely.
everything.
So he brings that up. So now it did get me to thinking though. I don't do anything for Thanksgiving.
Nope.
So
We
I've
need
got
to create one.
I've got orange lights already. So orange is a good color for Thanksgiving,
Of
right?
course.
As far as lighting
It's
is
a
concerned.
fall. It's considered a fall color, so certainly.
Is there another color in that scheme in a light that I could use? Because I'm thinking white is not a good. That's Christmassy. That's you know what I
Yep.
mean.
I would have to go with. I don't have the notes for Hank.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a bummer. Mashed potato kid.
Okay, stop it with your fucking Hank shit. Okay?
You're the one who brought him up.
Colors.
Well, again, if you're looking,
Colors.
yellow, I think
Colors.
is the only one you can
Colors.
kind of
Colors.
get with because you can't make a
I'm a
brown light.
nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of the jungle, just a gangster stalking, living life till like a firecracker, quick as a fuse.
I'm gonna throw that song on in the new
Oh,
the
yeah.
hoopty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I sold my truck and I
He's-
got a new hoopty.
He's got a hoopty that I just put fucking amp and a big old speaker in the back and
Yeah,
a deck in. and
thumping.
Now
So it's good shit.
Yeah, he's a homie G motherfucker.
Oh, show.
Okay, color schemes.
So
orange.
yellow.
I'll just,
I mean,
yellow lights? I don't think
that's
I've
the
ever
thing. That's
seen
the thing
yellow
is
lights.
okay. So that's the thing is if you're looking Thanksgiving themed colors, look at the early '80s Padres uniforms, and that's what Thanksgiving is.
Oh yeah, no,
Brown
I,
and orange and yellow, and you can't get brown lights. Yellow lights is the only
I was
thing
just
I
gonna
can
say-
think of would be in there because other than that, there's really not.
I'm sure I could order yellow lights. Okay, I'll look into that. But
You
orange
know what I'm
lights,
saying? Like,
yeah,
there's not a lot of colors for that.
Okay, so orange and yellow, as far as lights are concerned, that's going to be the thing. Now, obviously, I got to get a big old inflatable turkey now, right?
Yep. And I think we should put a gold chain on it.
Now listen, hold on. I'm
With a
gonna
big
give
old medallion
I'm
that
gonna
says
give this to
Hank.
you in a second if you could just hold your horses.
I'm excited.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Listen, I'm gonna inflate Hank and then bring you over here to decorate him. Okay?
Yeah.
Because just the inflatable turkey is just an inflatable turkey.
Yeah, that's not a special guy.
Until he has been turned into
I mean, all turkeys
transformed
are
transformed
special, of course,
into
but
Hank. Okay?
we will make him stand out as Hank.
So that's the thing. Now, you also have to remember the other characters so we can find inflatables for these guys, including the mashed potato kid, which I think is going to be difficult. You might have to come up with something on that
I
one.
got some ideas.
Okay? But I think, because you remember, November 1st, all of that shit that I have up here right now
Yep,
is
gotta come down.
It's down. It's gone. I'm good like that. I'm good like that. Okay? So if
Except for
that's if that's the case, I gotta be ready because I only got 25 days, okay,
Yeah,
for Thanksgiving.
yeah. All right, I'll get cracking on it.
So I mean, this shit is gotta have to happen. It's gonna have to happen fucking now. All right. So if you can make that happen, I would appreciate it.
We got to find a cornucopia too.
We gotta figure something else out too because I can't keep losing you off camera.
Well, I know.
I gotta figure something else
I
out.
know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's just fucking.
I just don't want to be a bad influence on the kids.
It's just juice, right? It's just juice.
I
Yeah.
got a new vaping machine, but I don't. Like I said, I don't want to be a bad influence to the kids because I saw this commercial while I was watching ESPN on the phone today.
Yeah.
And it was great because Tim Tebow was putting Stephen A in his place. It's pretty funny how that was working out.
Listen.
But
Dude,
about how vaping is like a depression stick,
it is.
and so I'm trying not to feed the kids mentality problems.
Don't feed the kids, dude.
No.
Don't feed the kids.
Well, I have to feed the kids sometimes because if they get hungry, you got to feed them.
Well,
But
that's
I'm not
true.
just talking about my kids. I'm talking about all the children that are watching our show
Definitely
right now.
feed your kids. Don't feed the other kids.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that fair?
I can handle that.
Okay, handle that. All right. So listen, last week.
That's why we have a cough button so he can cough into my microphone from across the room.
Last week we left off with a couple of things. One of the things was I wanted to talk about my 25th fucking high school
Fuck
reunion.
yeah, I want to hear about
Okay.
it
And
because I know there's much more to the stories that I haven't heard yet.
correct. And on top of that, I was going to set up a story for then to go to said reunion and then talk about said story afterwards.
Ah,
I am now leaving said story out of everything, okay? So there will be a bonus edition sometime,
okay,
where I talk about said story,
okay.
that I was going to include in this story, but I'm now leaving out. It's
Okay.
got to be listen, it's too tantalizing
Ooh,
to talk about here.
I see. So
For-
we're talking,
It's
maybe the return of Stone's nocturnal emissions,
something.
something along those
Something
lines for a
along
little
those lines.
bonus
But
late night episode.
But the story that was going to set up to go to
Can
the
we call
reunion and
Carmichael
talk
Dave
about,
again and see if he'll hang out with us on the phone while you tell the story?
I will call him, but I guarantee
Or
you he
tweet
won't
him,
pick up.
whatever.
He doesn't like me. He doesn't respond to my tweets or anything.
Oh, well.
So,
He used to.
Dave,
He used to like us.
I know I love Dave.
I do too.
So that's to the side. Okay. So reunion was
Yes.
fucking fun. Okay.
Wait, can I just ask one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the tantalizing bit part of the reunion story?
It was. Yeah. Again, this is all I'm going to tell you. Listen carefully.
I am.
The story that I'm leaving out was a setup to a story about going to the reunion
Okay.
to talk about a story that I would then return from the reunion and have additional information
Okay,
on.
so it's like a prequel to the reunion. We're just
Correct.
going Okay, so
And I
we're
was-
talking Star Wars right
and
now.
I was
We're playing
doing it-
4, 5, 6 right now, and we'll come back and we'll hit the prequel
I
later
was
on.
doing it like Lucas would do it. Okay?
I got you.
That's just
I'm
how,
understanding now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's how I grew up.
Fair
okay?
enough, brother. Fair
I
enough.
watched him do it. I was using the same thing. All right. Anyway.
Fair enough.
So it was an absolute blast, dude. Like 65 people showed up, 50 of my closest friends.
Awesome.
All right? It's cool.
The right people from the class showed up.
Correct, absolutely. Obviously missing a few because I knew a few weren't going to be there back,
Right.
doing things. And
Well-
this is this was an off time to do a reunion.
Uh-huh.
And we had only up to this point had been doing them on the 10s, right?
Right.
And so the 25th, I think, kind of shocked some people. Not that we're going to do a 25th, but we did it in October as opposed to June.
Right.
Right.
Which is kind of the time you normally
Kind of the
do
time
it.
you normally
And
do it. So
and the other part was, as you told me, like it wasn't really planned until recently.
It
wasn't like
it was
kind of
planned to a fucking T, though. It was perfectly planned.
I'm not saying
but
that it was lacking anything. What I'm saying is that it wasn't like it wasn't
Yeah.
like when you guys last saw each other at your 20.
Correct.
Everybody was like, "All right, we'll see you in 5 years." It
Correct.
was like, "We'll see you in 10 years." So nobody was really kind of doing the plan for the 25, and then
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden,
Nobody was thinking about it.
right. And then all of a sudden, somebody's like, "You know what? We
Dude,
got to fucking do this.
25th. Let's go.
We got to do it."
Why didn't
So
we do this?
They got
Okay.
on it. They did it. Fucking tits on a Ritz all the way around. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that there was any
No, no,
lack
no.
in that,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like to get the response, because you mentioned this
Yeah.
to me, to get the response that you got, even to get 65 people, because it had only been like
Oh, yeah.
6 weeks or something in planning, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, to get that kind of response was even really good. How big was your class? Do you know?
Oh, God. I think we were over I wanted to say 600, but I think it was 300. I think it was
Okay.
like 380 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
mine was 213.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 something. But I know this much: all of us fit on a mug with our names.
Yeah.
But you had to get a microscope
Right.
to read the name.
Right.
So we had a bunch.
Word.
And we've had good turnouts, for
Mm-hmm.
the reunion. There's a select few that are against reunions, right? They don't go to any of them, and so be that, right?
I'm
But-
kind of one of those. It's not that I'm against it. I just don't feel like going.
Well,
you know?
here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I think a lot of people are coming up against this, and I noticed it at the reunion, and I knew this about me going into it. All right, people don't like admitting when you don't remember somebody's name.
Oh, hell
Okay,
yeah.
you don't like to admit it.
Nope.
So you avoid it at all costs,
Yep.
right? And
That's one of those times that you definitely will be confronted with a lot of people that you can't remember.
absolutely. And I'm flat out. I tell people straight up, I forget your name. I know who you are, but I forget your fucking name.
Yeah, and
because
here's the-
that's how I am, and I'm so. But
That's also why they give you name tags.
so like I'm saying, so they give us name tags, but name tags work for the first hour.
Till everybody's shit
Till the
knockered.
first hour, okay? And here's why: is because our class of '96, just so everybody knows, my class '96, they're pre-gamers,
Yeah,
okay? So
still part of that generation.
So they came ready to rock and roll.
Right.
And they did so
Right.
out of the gate. Okay?
How many of them were doing it together? Was there like groups of people together that showed up together kind of thing? Or like in that, you know what I mean?
No.
So everybody was pre-gaming
No.
all on their own.
No, these are all just seasoned veterans.
I fucking love your class already.
A seasoned vet class
I love
that
your
was
class already.
pre-gaming. They were walking in pre-gamed. Okay? They were fucking
On their own.
ready to rock and roll. And yeah, these people weren't hanging out like
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't
before
like
this.
15 people
No,
all
they
from the
didn't meet
class
up
were
at the
meeting in
bar or
some
whatever.
place. And yeah,
Nope, no. These people are just. This is the class that I'm involved in.
that's awesome.
All right. And so, like I said, it worked. Maybe it worked for the first hour. Okay. Maybe not even that long, but it works. Okay. But what happens, especially in my class, is I had a class of a lot of alcoholics. Okay. But
Sounds like it.
but there was a good mix of potheads, right? When I was in high school.
Right.
There was a good mix of potheads. And it seemed like the potheads have dwindled, okay? But the alcohol has taken over. Because for the 5 hours we were there was just a gathering around the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? We were in this beautiful backyard, open air setting. The bar was out.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you, where was it?
It was in Carmichael. It was at a friend of ours' house that I remember from high school.
Private residence.
But yeah, private residence, fucking wonderful people. The people that put it together it was fucking rad, dude. It was really nicely done. So,
Word.
but the bar was kind of out and away from everything. You
Right.
know what I mean? But that's where
That's where the congregation was.
75 to 80% of everybody was at all times.
Right.
Food was served, and there was just still people
At
with
the bar.
with a
plate.
plate just at the bar.
Right.
And there's one bartender. You know what I mean? And she's working her ass
I
off.
bet.
But
Probably made some good money that night, but
oh well, she had to have, because when I closed out my wife's tab,
I love how you put that too.
well, because I had a beer.
Oh,
because
there you go.
You're
driving. You're the pothead.
I'm
You're
the driver. I'm the smoker. So, I know what I need to do.
Right.
One beer is plenty for me.
Absolutely.
I'm
Nice
not
little
even-
social event.
and
You
I'm
have
not
a cocktail
supposed to
or have a
drink,
beer, and you do whatever.
And I'm not supposed to drink. It really fucks my stomach up.
Yeah,
so.
make sure high five act up again.
Fuck you, dude. a couple of people I had to explain this to, by the way, the
What's
high
that?
five. Okay. They
They don't understand Roman numerals, apparently.
They hear things like that, like, oh, you had the high five. And then they're like, dude, so are you okay? You're good? I'm like, no, listen. And I had to go back because our show does get listened to, I found out, by several people.
Thank you for listening. Yeah, your graduate buddy, he's got the high five.
I do fucking know
He's
it.
got the high five.
So
You're
anyway,
right, you don't. He's got the herpetogonosyphilides.
When I closed that tab out, it was just my wife, okay, and my beer was given to me for free,
Gratis.
right?
Hell yeah. They're like, fuck it.
Yes,
Buy this much, you can have a beer.
was over $100.
Not a girl.
for just my wife.
Not a girl.
Okay, and I was there when my buddy was closing out his tab for him and his wife,
Oh boy.
and that shit was almost $3.
Oh boy.
Just him and his wife.
That's excellent.
So
It's like when Shaggy and I went to a happy hour one night to get nachos. And
shit was flowing, shit was flowing. It was a good time. People had a fucking excellent time. Except for this one particular situation that came up, and it lasted the entire time that we were there. And this is going to give me the opportunity now to apologize for any of the people at my reunion that I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to.
Okay.
Yes. There's so many people I didn't get a chance to.
Blame it on your wife. Just
I
be
don't-
like, it was her. She was
well,
blowing
I-
chunks in the car.
I am kind of blaming it on her, actually. Okay, so let me just step through this, and I'm gonna I gotta tread lightly.
I
here.
was gonna say
Okay.
we're gonna start tap dancing through a landmine.
No,
So
it's okay.
our
It is okay. I can do this. I can navigate this.
I know
shit.
you can.
Are you ready?
So before we take step one into the
Yes.
treacherous area,
yes.
I know what you're saying by you're blaming it on her a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. It's fair.
It's okay. I will say there is certainly an aspect that I would have to concur with you, but I don't think it carries nearly as much weight as you think it does.
Oh fuck
So-
no! I know. Listen.
So that's
the,
all I'm saying. Like I
The
get
right
where
answer. The right answer is always it's not her fault. Okay. That's the right answer. Always.
No, well, yeah, but you know that I won't say
Exactly.
that unless I absolutely have
Unless
to.
you absolutely have to.
And in
So-
this case, I'm gonna say there is some culpability in her camp,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna say that it's not weighted nearly as heavily as
No.
maybe others might weigh it in their
Oh,
their
absolutely.
evaluation of things.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So
We had a stalker.
yeah,
There's just no other way to say it.
no,
Okay?
no, that's it.
We had a reunion stalker, and it bothered my wife tremendously.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tremendously to the point where why I have to apologize to my friends that I didn't say goodbye to is I was grabbed and told it's time to leave, and we left. So, bye guys. I'm sorry. I missed you. I
It was
love you
great
guys.
to see
I
you.
love seeing you, all of your kids and your spouses, and fucking A, man. I'm happy for every one of you, and I'm sorry if I didn't say goodbye because that was not my intention to leave as abruptly as we left. However, it was after the.
Thank you.
It was after the music, the DJ had stopped. Okay, so you know what happens at a party. Once the DJ is done and packs up their stuff, the party's generally over.
Turn out the
Okay?
lights.
Right? Am I wrong?
The party's over.
Am I wrong, though?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so it was after that fact. So that's okay.
Okay,
Right? That's
yeah.
okay.
And from what it sounds like, your departure probably was in the midst of a very deep fog and haze that
Oh, yes.
might not have been. You might not have been seen.
Quite possible.
You know what I'm saying?
Quite
like there
possible.
was at that point in the evening. It sounds like after several $100s at reasonably priced cocktails. There's a potential that they might think you said goodbye, and they have no idea that you didn't. So just saying.
No, that's true. No, you're right, and hopefully that's more probable than not. But something tells me that that's not the case because
Yeah,
I really did. I reconnected with a lot of really good friends from high school. It was really nice to see a lot of people. One of my buddies, Jason, I head over heels, man, was just so happy to see him as happy in a good spot, and he's just doing so well. And there's just so many people that I was really excited to see and see them in the state that they're in.
Yeah.
Really,
No, that's really good.
it's a good feeling. You know what I mean? It felt great. So, but I got to see all that. And so as I'm navigating all of these people, right, I run into another friend that's a friend, it's an acquaintance. It's somebody I know. At one point in time, I was a friend. But we're just, just two different people in two different lifetimes.
These
right?
things happen.
So, but I'm at the reunion, dude.
Right.
I'm fucking friends with everybody.
Oh yeah, I mean you're a
Okay.
social guy, and like you said,
I brought my weed bag,
the
man.
huge
to
majority
get everybody
of-
high.
Well, of course,
Okay.
because that's what you do.
And I did. I got a lot of people high, and it was
As-
fun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because wait, let me ask you
That's
this.
me. Yeah, go ahead.
On that, how
Yeah.
many people
Mhm.
told you that they hadn't gotten high for many, many years until that night?
Oh, several.
Okay.
Several.
So as you were talking, and
Yeah.
I'm listening to everything, but I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking about the whole
Yeah.
not very many potheads,
Yeah.
a lot of alcohol.
Yep.
That's what happens in life, dude. You
Oh, yeah.
realize that people quit smoking weed because they think it's bad or they think it. I mean, and
yeah.
unfortunately, for a long time, it keeps people out of getting jobs and things like that. So I totally understand that.
Totally.
But it's like they just were like, no, this is not the thing that I should be doing, and that you become the more socially acceptable drinker, and
Very true.
and that kind of becomes your thing. Like for me, when I'm, again, I've enjoyed the green far more throughout life than I have alcohol, but I used to be a pretty good drinker as well. And
I've
now,
heard.
yeah,
I've
but
heard.
now if I go to a bar and I have like that one cocktail, because I'm not a beer guy anyway, unless it's a Guinness pretty much, so.
Good beer, by the way.
It is, but I'll sit because it fucks with my gut too, so I'll have a cocktail and then I'll hang out with everybody and do whatever and say, hey, it's all good. I don't need to be like. Fortunately, I'm not in that whole thing, so I know how much all this can cost me because I've done that. Like I mentioned, when Shaggy and my roommate in college, he and I went over to get we went to get nachos for half off at quote happy hour, and we spent fucking $212 between the two of us and got one plate of nachos for $3. And all we went for is for nachos.
That's really impressive and really sad all at the same time.
On a
dude.
Wednesday night. Why not? Before 90210. That was the whole plan. Let's go get some nachos before 90210. Right on. Okay.
Oh,
So
my
there you
Lord.
go.
That's awesome, dude.
But the Kahlua girls were there, and that was the first time in my
Kahlua
life.
girls are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
or
were.
any of the girls. Any of the girls are fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I got
Because
T-shirts.
they give you free shit.
Yeah, I got T-shirts and
Yeah.
some cool stickers and shit, and then I tried a few of their drinks.
And then they walk around with dollar shots. You know?
Yeah, the Kahlua. They didn't.
They didn't?
No, they just
Oh,
they
that's
had like a
lame.
drinks, like a couple of drinks that they were, promoting. So the
Gotcha.
bartender would make them. It was slow. It was a Wednesday night, dude. It wasn't like any people were out, So
It was hella slow.
So I won a trivia game with them as well. It was name 10 body parts that have 3 letters.
Oh, God.
That's hard when you start getting to it.
I don't even want to try.
Yeah. So and they give you a little bit of like
Yeah.
leeway. So let's see if we can pull this off. Okay.
Eye,
ear, toe, knee cap. The cap for your
Okay,
knee
but
cap.
that's
I know.
more. That's,
I know.
That doesn't count.
I know.
I can't.
Or the lid.
Lid.
The lid.
You have a lid.
Yep. I was like, what about the gastrocnemius?
That's way more to letters.
But see, it's hard, and especially when you're drinking. And then that was awesome because I got one of their phone numbers. And then it wasn't a right phone number. It was the first time I got one of those. So
well, you got fucking.
it wasn't my
handled that
last, I'm sure.
Well, listen, I would have loved to have handed out a wrong phone number.
I got one. So that was good.
I would have loved to have done that, dude. Listen, we're at the reunion, and I'm navigating a bunch of people saying hi and stuff, and then all of a sudden, about an hour and a half into this, right? I'm walking up to people, and hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, who's your stalker? I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, what's up with dude following you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no shit. And I look over, and there's dude, right?
Right.
And, okay, this happens by 3 different couples say this to me, okay? And you got to remember, my wife and I graduated from the same high school same year, okay? So these are her people too.
Yep.
And so we're not like, arm in arm walking around the whole place together.
In this situation, you guys are classmates, not husband and wife.
Correct. So we're she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. We're crossing paths. Hey, what's up?
Right.
High-fiving each other.
Right.
Because that's how we roll there, because that's just what it is.
Right. You guys have fun.
The one question we got more than anything was, or a statement was, oh my God, you're still fucking married? How long has it fucking been? That's the question we got, by everybody.
I know, and
okay?
as we've talked about before, like you guys were known throughout all of your friends and just around school. If they talked about you, that was both of you.
It was
if
always
they talked about her. They talked about both of you.
It was always Tom and Shelley.
Yep.
Or Shelley and Tom.
Yep.
It wasn't
Tom or Shelley.
No.
It was both.
1 year in high school, it was like that. 1 year. And that was the year before I got there.
Right.
so you know it is what it is. So while my wife is doing her thing, right? Several people have said to her, "Hey, dude, what's up with your stalker?" And she's like, "Huh?" And my wife, listen, bless her fucking heart, she gets there and just fucking, where's the alcohol? Where's the alcohol? And
we'll say that everybody was in line behind your wife at the bar.
And just before we got there, she's like, I'm a little nervous for all the, hey, can I smoke a bowl? So we got her lit up first, too. So
perfect.
So she's in there, and she's oblivious
I was going to say,
this.
so combined to the fact that when she's focusing on something, she has no idea about anything else that's going on around her.
Totally oblivious.
Then you add those 2 components.
Totally oblivious.
No idea.
No idea. So once it finally, and we've crossed paths enough to now start talking about this.
Right.
She starts noticing it.
Right.
Okay. And once she starts noticing it, it's not
you
good.
Can't not it.
It's
can't
not
not
good.
Notice it. Right.
And she's mad at me. Okay. She's mad at me.
You're supposed to not. You're supposed to keep dude sickle.
She's saying that I'm the one. I'm doing it. Like I'm the fucking stalker all of a sudden.
Right.
Right. And I'm like, no, fuck you. This isn't how that
right.
works.
This isn't my fault.
Okay? Stalkers, you don't call them stalkers if it's me doing it.
Right.
Like, okay. That you just say, hey, Stones, you're an idiot. Stop doing that.
Right.
This is a situation in which you can't just go, hey, stop doing that.
Right.
It's just, it's too fucking weird.
It's going to take a lot of finesse.
It's too fucking weird. And the connection is that at one point in time, before I ever got to that high school, my wife and this guy liked each other for a minute.
They had one of them high school flings.
And it never went away, I guess, for some people.
Again, and as we've talked about this.
No, I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying that that's the way it felt.
That's the impression.
To
quote the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, that's the impression that I get.
It was constant, dude.
So, yeah.
It was constant.
And as we've talked about in privately about this, I think there's a major component that, it's the Bruce Springsteen song, Glory Days. That was when things were
Glory
good.
Days. Pass me by, Glory Days.
Yeah, and things haven't gone in a good direction for that individual.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
And as I think about this now,
yeah.
I think she or you two, her, is the sole reason that he even went.
You know what? Maybe it might be. And here's. It might be. I don't know. I
was just thinking because
the situation is tough.
It sounds to me like
this is somebody that I've known since elementary school.
Yeah, no, I know. It just sounds to me like in the fact that he spent so much time focused on you guys that there weren't a lot of other people there that he wanted to see or they wanted to see him. You know what I'm saying?
Now that I can grant you just based on sheer numbers. You know what I mean? That I can grant you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and you got look, familiarity is important when you're at a place like that. So you're going to gravitate to the people that you know,
Absolutely.
right? So if we're one of 3 people that you know at a party, you're gonna keep finding me. I get that.
But at the same time,
when you're drinking, okay, and then the conversations are just the same old conversations that happened 25 years ago, what are you to do then? How are you to interpret that? Right? I know it's the reunion. That's what you do talk about it. That's what you do talk about when you go to a reunion, right? Is
the good old
fucking
days.
25 years ago,
Yeah.
right? It's just the scenario in which, again, let me back up 1 second.
Okay. Sorry.
I wasn't creeped out.
Well,
I wasn't creeped out because
you understand the situation.
I know everything about everything that's going on here, and I fucking give 2 shits.
Right.
And I'm in a good spot. I'm a happy dude, and listen, I'm back here
This ain't
smoking.
gonna ruin my night.
I'm back here smoking weed with people I haven't seen for days.
Right.
I'm happy.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Nope.
Okay. So it would never once bothered me, and that's why when it finally came to the head, okay, when the music shut off, right? I was like,
was it a DJ scratch of the record?
It would have been cooler if
That
it
would have
was.
be a lot cooler if you did, man.
Been way cooler if it was. However, it was not. What it was last song, and then in my mind goes, okay, well, I know what I need to do is I need to find my wife, and I need to make sure that I get her credit card so we can close her tab
Yes.
out. Okay? And she was ready to leave without that. That's
the situation.
That's the
she almost
situation.
went, fuck this, leave it, I'll have them mail it to me tomorrow.
No, I had to remind her that she had something there. And then, because she didn't care. She's like, no, let's go right now. And I'm like, no, but we have to close out your tab and get your card. Oh, shit, that's right. Fuck. Oh, man. All right, fine, let's do that. I'm like, okay. So we go and grab her card and close out her tab, do the whole thing, and we've already said goodbye to this person. Okay?
Yeah, probably first on the list because you were letting him know to leave you the fuck alone, and you've ruined our evening. Now we're out. Deuces and peace.
Last person I get to see on my way out,
Same guy.
same dude.
Yep. Oh, wow. I
That's
just
why-
happened to be leaving at the same time you guys. Hey,
That's why she was fucking done. She's like, you know what? I can't do with it. I can't deal with this. I can't. Yeah, and I'm like, are you having fun? She goes, I was. And I'm like, did you have a good time tonight? Yes, I did. Okay, then I guess it's the right time to go.
Yep.
Okay?
Because now we're in a sitch.
So let's just fucking go. Okay, fine, let's go. But, dude, the reunion was killer.
Good.
Except for the fact
You had a
that
stalker.
we picked up a stalker.
Yeah. Well,
So-
this is what happens when you're famous.
No, listen, I got some famous people, dude. One of my classmates who
Wasn't there, so it doesn't count.
who was there,
Oh,
okay, lives in Utah, and
Doesn't count. He's an alien.
and she lives
She's an alien.
goes between Utah and L.A. because she's an actress, and she is she's had a couple of starring roles in some Netflix shows.
Oh,
So she's doing some big things
good
there.
for her.
I got another buddy of mine
I'm
who
unaware of that person.
who runs a company who actually just took over sponsorship for a NASCAR team. So he's obviously doing some big things.
Does he run Left Turn Incorporated?
He might need that name for the next company he starts because this guy is just the entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs, man, making money left, right, and center.
AKA Coke dealer.
Set his son up with a barbecue sauce company when he was 6. Okay.
That's a good dude right there.
All right,
I like this guy.
I'm telling you this. No, so there's some pretty. I mean, we had some big people there, dude. Like it was kind of impressive to see a lot. Because here's silly old me. What do you do? I do podcasts and make my wife's house look good.
Yep.
That's all I do. But you know what I mean? Like it was really cool to see a lot of people. One of my friends, dude, from high school and I believe junior high as well, is he's the voice of the fucking Hornets.
Oh, that's right.
So I mean, it's
And
just,
you got your newscaster guy.
and we've got a fucking newscaster guy. We've got fucking DJs and shit like professional like well-known guys and stuff.
Mixmaster Mike?
No, Mixmaster Mike was not in my class.
Oh, okay.
I think it was class of like 84. Okay, I think Mixmaster Mike is probably 60 now.
Just thought I'd throw
I'm
it out
just
there.
I'm just throwing it out there.
You know?
I'm just letting you know. That's fucking. So yeah, top 2 takeaways from the reunion. If you don't want a stalker, don't go to the reunion. And pre-game before you go, because you'll save at least $100.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the 2 biggest takeaways.
That's good. It would be interesting for me to pick up a stalker at one of my class reunions.
I think I hate to say this, dude. I think you'd be the stalker.
No.
Something tells me you would be the stalker. You would find the one person you really, really remembered well, and you'd be on their ass the entire time.
Nah.
Now, it's different in this situation because this situation is a little more stalker-ish. You would be just a reunion stalker.
Right.
Like, I would give you the title.
Right, I get you that, but remember, I went to an all-male high school. Like, I'm not chasing anybody around. Like, I don't.
Did they chase you in the shower?
No, not then. I don't think now. I mean, I don't know. I think I aged all right, but still, you know what I'm saying? So, like, there
one of my buddies is the offensive or no, he's the defensive line coach for your Jesuit Marauders.
Woo-hoo. Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I ran into when I was leaving your house the other day. That's the other thing, by the way. The toy got a brand new place to live.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I got my own casa.
Got a nice little house there over in the nice, rich neighborhood.
It is.
And so when I was in that rich neighborhood, I had stopped by the Walgreens.
Ah, right.
That's where he fucking lives there, dude. So it was
at Walgreens.
No, he lives right next door to the Walgreens.
Oh, okay, that's good.
No, he lives in the Arden Park area.
Okay, he doesn't live in the Walgreens.
No,
that's good.
That would be more like my style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm just, he's a rich man, dude. He's a rich man if he's the defensive fucking coordinator of your fucking varsity Marauders.
Yeah,
they put a lot of money into those fucking programs, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm just telling you, man. It's like
I can't say that they necessarily pay the staff like super great though. They get regular teacher wages.
Oh no, yeah, they don't. Yeah, no, but they get taken care of around town. You know.
That's true.
So
that's true. That helps.
I don't know if he's paid for any kind of food in the last 4 years.
Don't need to
in that area. Hey, coach, man, yeah, sit down, dude. I got you covered, coach.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Fucking assholes. Anyway, so
hint of jealousy is all I hear.
It's only because I couldn't finish playing football because the ball got bigger and my hands did not.
Yeah, these things happen.
So fuck you.
You could have changed positions.
To what? The ball is still bigger. It's still
you could have been
my little hands trying to catch it.
You could have been a middle linebacker.
Oh yeah.
Taking down the fools.
Yeah.
Defensive end. You don't need the ball. You just put your hands up and swat them.
Again, I had to
tackle
put
the quarterback.
Hands in the ground, dude. My hand so small.
Pants on the ground.
Right through the holes. Anyway, and the other thing that I promised everybody I'd finally just get over and done with. Okay.
Okay.
The spoon fucking issue.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The spoon issue.
I've been excited about this.
We're getting rid of. We're done with this spoon issue. Okay.
Is it solved? Is everybody on the same page?
No, it's not fucking solved.
Kind of looked like it earlier, but
it never will be solved. So fuck it. We're moving on. We are moving on from the spoon issue. To remind people what the spoon issue is that I have a spoon holder right next to the coffee pot where you pour your cup of coffee in the morning. And then you take a spoon, right, with your cream and you stir it and you tap, tap, tap. And then you put the spoon in the spoon holder so it doesn't stain your fucking countertop.
It's a brilliant invention.
I mean, it's been around since, I don't know how long.
Long time.
Since coffee's been around
at least.
Okay? So we have one. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's red.
It is.
It's fucking cast irons.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was ceramic. It's nice.
It's heavy. Bang,
nice.
I'd fucking kill somebody with that thing, okay? It's right there.
Got a nice solid glaze on it.
You can't miss it, okay? It's right there.
Yep.
Every morning, without fail, my wife stirs her coffee, tap, 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 and then sets it next to
yes.
the spoon holder on the counter. And she's staining my fucking countertop, which she should be upset about because it's also her countertop.
That's true, but she wants to get rid of the countertop, so I think she's doing that on purpose.
No, we've already had this discussion. She's like, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Either way. So here's the other issue.
Maybe
okay?
it's just maybe
'Cause
you need
remember-
to move the spoon holder over into the location where she likes to put the spoon.
I've done this. I've tried to target the fucking thing. I've
Right.
thought this out just before I go to bed. I'm gonna go move the fucking spoon holder into the left fucking upper quadrant, and that's gonna nail her, dude. She's
Right.
not gonna not be able to do it.
Right.
And she still sets it right next to it. It doesn't matter. Okay? Does not matter. If it was on an island by itself, surrounded by nothing but nothing, okay?
She'd set it on the floor.
She would set it on the nothing.
Right.
Okay? That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Okay. So
Maybe
but,
we need more than one.
but
spoon
no.
holder.
Here it gets worse because here's I have 2 spoons in there. Okay, why? Because the spoon that I've used, click, 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 tap, 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 put it in the spoon holder.
Perfect.
She comes in, swirl, 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 tap, 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 sets it next to it. She doesn't use the one in the spoon holder.
Oh, she gets her own spoon.
That's already ready to be used. Okay, she doesn't.
She gets a new spoon.
She gets a new fucking spoon.
Okay.
So then now, here I am. I walk in the kitchen. Oh, there's a new fucking spoon on my fucking counter.
Right.
I pick it up. I put it in the fucking spoon holder.
Good.
Okay. I go about my business.
Right. Wipe
Okay?
down the coffee. That
Wipe
was
down the
left on.
coffee. Make sure everything's pretty.
Right.
Okay. Come back in for my last, because I have 3 cups of coffee. This is a ritual for me.
It
3
is.
cups of coffee. I'm in for my last cup of coffee. There's a fucking spoon on the counter. Okay. On the fucking counter. And guess what? There are now 2 spoons in the fucking holder. So there's a total of 3 spoons.
So she needs a new spoon for each cup.
Because now there's 2 in the holder. She didn't want to use her old spoon because it's now in the
No,
holder.
she doesn't know which one was her old spoon. I'm just trying to understand.
Stop trying to understand. It's not worth it.
I'm really confused again about what goes through her mind. I don't understand.
Well, first of all, why do you even... Okay, hear me out. Hear me
I
out.
don't understand.
Just hear me out. Why do you need a spoon to stir your coffee? You don't. You can get a butter knife. Works the same.
It does.
Okay.
Probably better.
You can get a fork.
Fork that.
It'll work. You got me. You asshole. You fucking got me.
Thank you.
So, right there, we're...
Yep.
Okay, but you can. You can use the handle of any of the utensils.
Amen.
Okay, you can do that.
You
You
can
can use your finger if
Yep.
you're not a pussy.
Or if
Okay.
you're really good,
I'm not a pussy. So I
no,
use my
if you're really good, you could do a swirl technique.
Okay, if you fill it up too much in that swirl technique, it's all over the
That's
place.
part of the.
You're a
That's part of.
douchebag.
That's part of being
Okay.
good. Is knowing where your limit is, so do you still use your swirl technique?
So regardless of any of the things that we've just mentioned, there's never a time where there's not a spoon on my fucking counter getting fucking stains all over the place. And there's now multiple spoons.
No, I don't-
multiple spoons.
That's the thing is I don't understand why she
In
needs
the
a new
spoon
spoon
holder.
every time. That's the part I want to ask her. Why does she need a new
Don't.
spoon? I'm not gonna, but I need to know.
Rabbit hole, avoid. Avoid.
I gotta listen to that episode. I think it was 206.
I
That
don't-
was a good one.
I
I,
don't-
love that
I
episode.
don't know.
That
Okay.
one fucking killed me, dude.
So, but here's one I want to add to the fuck the spoon thing. Fuck it, okay? If you want updates on how many times it still happens, I'll give you those. But otherwise, fuck the spoons.
I want to know how many spoons
Okay.
we end up with in a maximum day.
In a day?
Yeah.
Well,
Like we set any new records.
I can give you that one, okay? Because here's
It's
how it
always
works.
3.
No, here's how it works. I'm just going to give it to you, and you can add this up as it goes. She's always the first one of the coffee.
Okay, so that's one for her.
So there's a spoon on the countertop. So I come in, I get mine, I pick up her spoon, I use it, I put it in the spoon holder.
Okay.
Okay? I fucking clean up the countertop.
Right.
I leave. She comes in for one more cup of coffee.
Okay.
Okay?
New spoon.
New spoon.
Got it.
Countertop.
Got it.
Okay? I pick up, I fucking clean, I put in spoon holder,
Uh-huh.
I get my cup of coffee, and I just use it off of the counter
Right.
because it's not fucking dirty. I just use it off the counter, put it in there, clean up the countertop, okay? 50% of the time, I'll say 50% of the time, she'll get me my last cup.
Oh.
Hey, I'm going in. You want another cup of coffee? Yeah, that'd be great. Fucking spoon on countertop.
3 spoons.
So it's minimum 3. Okay?
I think what you need to do now is you need to put a Big old piece of.
I think I need to take all the spoons away at
That's
night
what I was gonna
and
say.
leave one spoon
That's exactly
in there.
what I was going to say. But I was going to say you put
Actually, take all the silverware away.
just one spoon.
Before I go to bed every night, I take all the
Just take
silverware
the
out
tray
of the
out
drawer.
and go put it someplace where
And
she can't
just
find it.
put the spoon, one spoon, in the spoon holder.
Yep.
She won't take it out of there and use it.
And then
So then I won't get cream.
and then
See
what
how
you-
she'll avoid this?
and then what you'll do
Sorry,
is
honey, we're out of cream.
then what you do is you put down either a layer of like aluminum foil or something around the spoon holder, or what you do is you fill the space with like random shit so that she can't put the spoon anyplace but the spoon holder.
No, listen. She'll put it on top of those things.
That I want to see.
It'll
I wanna see
something
that one.
like for instance, if I took down everything from the top two shelves above the coffee thing,
Right.
there'd be like breakfast cereals and boxes and oatmeals and shit
Right.
like that. Okay, she just put it on top of an oatmeal container.
Ah,
She would. She fuck it. Okay, fuck it.
interesting.
Fuck it. Okay, just fuck.
She's a peach.
Okay, but I gotta add this to it, and this might not be. I kind of need your opinion. This might not be as bad, but I still think this is a simple thing, and I think most people know this. So I'm gonna ask you the question: when the toilet paper goes onto the roll,
Over the top.
does it go over the top or under the bottom?
Over the top.
Over the top, right?
Every time.
Every time,
Every time.
without fail.
Nope.
Okay. And first of all, women we know, and this is just a known fact that they use like 5 times as much toilet
a lot
paper
of toilet paper.
as a average male.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, I rarely have to change the toilet paper. Okay, because I'm not like using it as frequently as it's getting used. Right.
Right.
So when I go in there every morning when I sit down to do my thing,
Your morning
Okay.
constitutional.
yes, the first thing I have to do when I sit down is flip the toilet paper roll. Every time.
That's heartbreaking.
Every time.
That's heartbreaking.
And this happens in every room of the house. Because I have other
You got
rooms,
toilet paper in your fucking living room?
other
Dispensers
Toilet-
in case you got poop while you're watching
other
TV?
toilets in the house.
Nah, I know.
Okay, dick liquor.
Uh,
But that's the thing is that so I think it's got to be on intention, right? If it's like that in every other room of the house, okay, every other bathroom in the house.
right.
Sorry, I did it
I'm
twice.
just.
You really fucked me up before
I'm
we
sorry
went
about
on
that.
air. No, before we went on air, you fucked me up so bad.
How?
I,
Because of
Did
my.
you see my eyes? Okay,
Oh,
I
with
can't-
that.
I can't.
Oh, that.
I can't function.
I thought it was because of all the issues I was having before.
No, you have issues, and I love that.
I
It's-
know, but it was frustrating, man.
it
Dropping
was-
my keys under the seat and I
you are-
couldn't reach them.
you're a
Had to break a
moron.
fucking branch off the tree to hook them.
You're a
And
moron.
then I had
it's great.
to, and then I slammed my finger under the fucking fridge door and dropping pieces of my vaping machine.
Where's my
Jesus
machine?
Christ.
Where's my machine?
Jesus Christ.
All right, so I have that one. Okay, so would you agree with me then that this is an intentional fuck?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Because, yeah,
and why is it that I find it extremely important that it goes over the top?
I do too.
But why is it that we find it that way?
I don't know. But, you know, that truly is the way to go. Well, you know what we need to do? We need to put out a poll. We need to find out what people think about this because I think,
Nobody's gonna respond to a poll that I put out.
well, I'd have to get on the Twazzle machine, so can't do that.
Okay, so let's just put out a poll right here. and
Call
let's see
in
what happens.
916-367-4774.
Good job.
The HIV line.
No.
High five line.
No. Stop it. I don't.
Herpes.
There it is. And I don't have that either.
I don't think it's herpes, though.
it is.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Sorry. I had to think about phones and letters.
So the poll would be over or under on your TP. I think
it's like a overwhelming
Overwhelming.
percentage.
I think it's
like
80-20.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. No, I agree. So I think she's directly doing that to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last one I wanna throw out there.
Try
okay?
something for me though.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Flip the toilet paper, like where it's stored.
Mhm.
Flip it over.
See now,
Because what I'm thinking is,
I
like,
would-
she takes it and just puts it on a certain way.
I would almost think that that's the case. However,
You know what I'm saying?
do you know how we store our fucking toilet paper?
I thought you guys had it like in a drawer or something.
No, it's fucking literally, it's in a bag, okay? And then the bag is ripped open and shoved into the closet. And they're
okay.
all just in there. So it's fucking random.
Okay.
It's as random as if you were trying to do a fucking experiment, that's the way you would set it up.
Gotcha.
It is as random as it possibly can be.
Well,
this is a
it was
fuck,
worth a try.
This is a fuck you to me.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
really
think so.
believe this is. Now, the last one that I think is a fuck you to me, but I don't know how to deal with this. Actually, I know there's only one way to deal with this, and I'm not fucking doing it. All right.
Yeah, there's only one way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
You lived with women, and you've washed clothes with women's clothes in them, right?
I have.
And, bedding and sheets and
Sure.
towels and all
Sure.
that kind of stuff.
Do it on the regular.
How frequently do you find long hairs woven into the fabric of your underwear or your socks?
Frequently.
Frequently?
When I was in that situation,
Okay.
it was a frequent number.
Like to the point where you could literally pull out, let's say, 10 hairs after getting dressed?
But potentially.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was...
I wouldn't say on the regular.
I thought
but
I was the
it
only one.
No, and I wouldn't say it's even that many.
Oh, bro. No,
I
it
wouldn't-
is.
For me, I wouldn't say it was that many.
I got 2 females with hair down to their butts.
Yeah, you got a double whammy coming
Okay.
at you. I only ever had to deal with one female's hair.
Oh
so-
my God. And the thing about it is, and this is the worst thing, there's a couple of areas in which, without fail, it always ends up, okay? A long-ass hair will have woven itself into the short sleeve underneath, like by the armpit, right?
Where that little, where the sew line.
No,
kinda
not
comes
where the
in.
sew line comes. The at the very end of the fucking T-shirt.
Really?
Right at the very end of the T-shirt. So I can't ever find it.
Right.
Because you go to look and it's fucking not there, dude.
Right. It's
But
in
you
the
can
shirt.
you could feel it and it just walks with you. And it happens on both sides of my shirt. And without fail, every pair of socks I have, I could probably go in there right now and pluck hairs out, at least 5 hairs. Okay, that could be construed in so many thousands of ways,
Okay,
but
I'm sorry.
think
I'm talking
what
about
we're-
the laundry.
the laundry
situation.
specific
Laundry
issue.
specific situation.
Okay.
Yes, with my exes that I have done laundry with, I have certainly come across many times their hair in my clothing. Is what
Okay.
I'm trying to say.
Okay. All right.
But
How about your underwear, bro?
I mean, again, I would.
Oh wait, hold on.
It's
We
not anything
Wait, we
like-
have to do this because you're a boxer guy.
I am a boxer guy.
Okay, and I'm a fucking I'm a brief guy, but not tidy whitey guy. I'm fucking the shorts,
Oh, the boxer briefs.
boxer briefs. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay.
I'm a that guy, right?
Okay, fair enough. Fair
So-
enough. So,
So there might be a difference there.
and
okay?
I was gonna say, and I don't really remember anything getting in just sticking around in the underwear. It's usually
Okay.
socks,
dude.
and like sweatshirts and stuff like that. Is the stuff that
We're guys, dude. Where our fucking shit itches, right? So I'll fucking just be watching TV and I'll go to reach in there, fucking itch something, and come out, not even trying, come out with a fucking hair that's 18 inches long.
I've certainly
that's
had-
not a ball hair.
I've had that as well.
Okay.
And you can feel it coming out like your cheeks, like it
Yes.
was like got sweated in there somehow.
Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
I've definitely had that.
Okay.
Definitely had that. But
Right.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, God, it's been so long.
I guess my issue is
been
that
so long.
I was just gonna say. I guess my issue is the consistency of it because this has been for me my life every day for the past, and I'm gonna be nice to these two, okay, for the past 10 years, okay, that's being nice, all right.
Yeah, I
10 years consistently every day. Put my socks on, pull your hair out. Put my T-shirt on, pull your hair out. Put my underwear on, pull your hair out. I'm not getting any while I'm doing this.
Right.
So I'm not pulling anybody's fucking hair.
Right.
This is bullshit, and I've had enough. There's only one solution. It's to wash my clothes separately. It's the only solution.
Nope.
But I was
because it's
just-
still in the washer
I was gonna say, dude, but
or in the dryer.
I've
Either
got one
one
of these fancy dancy schmancy
I know.
washers, but I swear to God, I don't think that would work
Oh,
because it's still in there.
It is.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
You can do it at my house.
We don't let you come into our bathroom in the master. If you notice that, you're not allowed in there. You know why? Because there's hair everywhere.
Oh.
hair everywhere.
I just don't use it because it's inconvenient.
It is very inconvenient. There's also hair everywhere.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I don't care.
One last thing I'm adding to this list.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't going to add, but I am now because I thought about hair everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I have to clean the top of the drain
Oh, yeah. Dude.
every morning before I take a shower
I'll tell you that.
because there is a. Okay, but it'd be nice. There's an 1/8 of an inch thick level of hair
Right.
around the drain.
Right.
And I have to grab it and unwind it
Yep.
and throw it in the garbage.
I will tell you this much, man. That is probably my favorite thing about having my own place now is I don't have to clean out any of those fucking drains.
Oh my God, dude.
I do have a plumbing issue in the kitchen. I think that it's got a clog. It's backing up a little bit. I think it's probably just the P-trap because it's sat so long. But
Okay.
whatever.
I'll send you home with the snake if you want.
Maybe. Or
Yeah.
do you have one of these
Electric
the garbage disposal wrench ones? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you undo
Oh,
the key
yeah.
thing?
No, I
Okay.
don't. Yeah.
Our other friend has one. I'll
All
get
right.
one from him. So anyway, I digress. But
You
yeah,
always
I don't
digress.
have to empty any of that shit. Where before with the two ladies that I was living with,
Mm-hmm.
now neither of them had remarkably long hair. Both were like shoulder length.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fucking matter at that point. It's all the same.
I don't know. Honestly,
And it just because there was a lot of it, and what I'm saying is like if it's this long or this long, it doesn't
Okay.
necessarily matter
yeah.
because
No,
now we're
yeah,
getting a lot.
yeah.
Where I'm still dealing with it, so
Well,
that is
here's the
absolutely
thing.
a wonderful thing.
When's the last time you found your hair in your clothes?
Fuck, dude.
Ever? Ever? 25
yeah,
years ago.
yeah. I've seen my arm hair and shit on things.
No, seriously
but
though.
no, I
Like, I know you don't have hair, but
seriously, like it's like my son asked me the other day for a fucking hairbrush, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I own one of those. I owned one of those in forever.
I've never found my hair in my clothes. And I've never heard them complain about finding my hair in their clothes.
Or in the drain.
No, because I clean it for them, so why would they ever complain?
Barabas orange. I know, but but still,
Yeah.
like, even then, like, I've lived by myself for a long time, and
Well, these-
I never had hair clogging up the drain issues, even with body hair or whatever.
Yeah, you're a woolly mammoth underneath all that.
Yeah, that's why I'm always so warm. So, but the thing, it's funny. We'll bring that up again if we get to a Tales from the Ambulance. 'Cause
Oh, we are. No,
somebody
we are.
said that to me the other day because
You're not hairy,
I'll get
dude.
to it.
You're not hairy, you're furry, but we'll
Yeah,
get
I'm
to
kinda
that.
furry.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, I've never once had to like clear out the drain from too much hair
Yeah.
clogging up the drain that was mine.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The only times I'd have to is when there was a female using the facilities on a more regular basis.
I go through a
So-
bottle of extra strength Drano every 2.5 months in this house.
Wow. Well, this
Yeah.
house already has fucked up drainage problems as it is. So.
But it's been fucking made so much worse.
Oh, I know.
So much worse.
And your son didn't help this cause either because
No,
he
'cause-
grew his hair out long too.
And he shedded. My
Yeah.
son shedded like
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah.
Like just horribly bad. Shedding problem.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Now he's not going to shed because he's in the cold.
well, he can shed all he wants now. He can shed wherever he wants as long
Yeah,
as
but
it's
he's not
hairy.
gonna because he's in the cold.
Good for him.
You got to keep that fur on you, son.
He better start raising his grades or I'm going to go back there and kick his fucking ass.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so I'm done shitting on my wife. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not actually. You know what? I'm not gonna shit on my wife anymore tonight. Okay, I'm not because I haven't shit on her. I pooped next to her. You know what I mean? Like I
You
didn't
rubbed
sh-
a little stink on
I
it.
didn't shit on her. I pooped next to her.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this last. I have something else I wanted to add, like totally different, but I'm not going to. So anyway, last thing from me. Okay. It's I don't even know how I got here, but you and I have done this before. Just sitting
Forgotten how we got someplace.
Sitting in the garage. Yes, that too. But sitting in the garage or in the shed or in the studio or whatever, just talking about things and we'll accidentally create something, right? And really no rhyme or reason or how we got there. This is how I got to this.
Okay.
But the other night, sitting out. I think I was watching a baseball game or whatever. I created a what I would like to call some new apps that I think could be launched at some point in time.
Okay.
But using old slogans, okay?
Okay.
Of the things that people like would remember, right? But for somehow maybe aren't being used now or whatever. Okay.
Have it your way.
Something like that, but I was going a little different area. But so hear me out. The first one I came up with, very simple. It's called Yo Mama. Right? When you were growing up, dude, right? Like, is that not something you'd say, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Yo Mama.
All
You
the
know
time.
what I mean? So,
all the time.
So Yo Mama.
And then there was a whole era of Yo Mama jokes.
Okay,
you know?
right?
So absolutely.
But the thing is that Yo Mama, you don't want it to, the app, you don't want it to just be Yo Mama jokes or whatever, right? So I was thinking, how do I make an app? Because Yo Mama as an app, that's a $1,000 idea, right?
Amen.
I mean, a big time fucking 5 stars. Let's do this. People are going to go to it. They're going to gravitate to it. But what is the app? It's got to be something.
I got an idea.
That'd be something decent. Well, you give me your idea after I give you my idea.
Right.
Because my idea for Yo Mama is an app that connected you to a large group of old women, females. Okay,
It sounds predatory.
but it's a community that connects you to these people for you to ask questions that you would ask your mom.
Okay.
Okay, but that you were either too embarrassed to ask her.
Okay.
Or just too lazy and didn't want to make the phone call to have to sit on fucking, a 45-minute phone call to just ask her a simple question.
Okay.
Right? So Yo Mama, the app, is an app that has a bunch of old women on it that you can get all the information that you would ask your mom.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Very, very simple.
It is simple.
Right?
That's not bad. That's
not a
bad.
Yo Mama joke site.
No, no.
I mean,
Right. No, I
that's-
get that.
That,
What
it
I
doesn't
was
go
thinking,
anywhere.
What I was thinking, I was going a little bit,
Okay.
a little bit different in the respect of, like, I like where you're going. You can go to the live women and get your motherly advice.
Yeah, you ask for a recipe, right?
I totally like that.
Mom,
So,
does this look good enough to go out on this date?
okay, all of those things, very good, and I
Right.
think that could be included in where I was going with this
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
It was thinking of, your mom is always trying to make sure you're being responsible.
Oh, okay.
So this could be
Alright.
something where you track stuff, like whether it's your meals or your work schedule or
Okay.
your hours or your sleep or whatever. And you have this where you can keep going back to it and you get these updates weekly on, hey, here's your progress and this is maybe what you should work on, dear,
Okay.
because you're eating a little too much Jack in the Box, mix in a salad here. You know
So
what I mean?
Jenny Craig.
Or something,
Ish.
whatever it may be, or
Yeah.
your hours at work, or your finances, or you can put it all on there. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
All right.
Where it's where you go to Yo Mama to
Go to Yo Mama.
to be responsible.
How
you know what I'm
fucking
saying?
great is that?
So I
Go
think
to
that's
Yo
a good
Mama.
that's a good one. I like
Okay.
that one.
All right, well, try this one on for size, okay? Well, my dad, when you were a kid, dude, and fucking your fucking buddy was like, "Oh yeah, my dad's a cop." Oh yeah, well, my dad could beat your dad. My dad could.
Every time.
Okay, so my dad. So we got Yo Mama, right?
So you gotta have a pops one.
Gotta have my dad. So my dad's an app that just has videos of licensed fighting from around the world. Okay, again, this could be sold and used, right?
I
'Cause
like that. That's
it's-
way better than what I thought of.
It's just
so,
got
yeah.
it's got fights, but they got to be licensed, right? So you're not gonna get high school fights or fucking, you know what I mean? All licensed fights, right?
They have to be.
or sanctioned fights is what I meant.
And they have to be. They can't be like the high school age kid fight. It's
Correct.
got to be guys that could be
18,
dads.
18 years
No,
old.
they got to be dads.
Whatever. Okay.
But
but hold on. So
can we get like a Kimbo Slice in this on that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you have that. You have hunting and fishing, right? Videos, right? You got hot rod videos, okay? Got home improvement videos, okay?
All those dad type things.
All the dad type things. But what you absolutely have to have in there is the fucking old 70s porn stash,
Word.
okay? And a link to just nothing but still images of
Mustaches.
of old Playboys, old penthouses, right? just files, image files, just on and on and on.
That's
and on.
going to be tough to do just on copyright purposes.
We can work with fucking
I agree.
those people.
I agree.
You know,
can cut them in on it, but
So-
I'm with you.
but
I
it's
like
got to
it.
be all the old shit, right? And then every 60 years, okay? So every 10 years, right?
Right.
But there's got to be a 60-year gap. You update it with the next generation. So we start off with the 70s, and then in 2030, you would add the 70s, and then you'd add the 80s in there, right? You see what I'm saying? And you do that, and you go through the whole website. So it's dedicated to my dad.
Right. I'm down with that.
See what I'm saying?
Let's see. Okay, so I'm liking where you go with that. There was one thing I wanted to add to it. Speaking of the mustaches, if we could get like an expert to give you, like a mustache tips, how to make your mustache fantastic.
Absolutely.
And then if we could,
We can put male grooming on
and
there.
since we're starting to now that we're starting to involve other entities, then we need to book Sam Elliott to give advice.
Oh, okay. We can have a Sam Elliott podcast.
Yeah, just not even podcast. Just like he can just say shit, and we just have like
He's just
recordings
there.
of him, and he just says shit that
Okay.
that you need to hear as a dad.
Sam Elliott.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. 'Cause
Absolutely.
Great mustache, great voice, great dad figure.
Would he
all
be
the way around.
Would he be the ultimate dad figure though?
He's better than Cosby.
I guess so.
So I gotta give him that.
I guess I got my answer. Okay. All right, and there's one more that I came up with, dude. And I honestly, I don't know. Maybe I should. Fuck it.
Go with
Whatever.
it.
Fuck it.
Let it out, baby.
Fucking homo. When you're growing up, dude, did you not say that?
All the time. But
Okay. No, shut up. Just fuck you. I don't care.
I just can't even imagine where you're going with this one.
Fucking homo. All right. Well, that's the whole point, right? It's not a gay site. Okay. Although Grindr, if you needed an update on fucking name,
Oh, that's fucking
okay,
hilarious.
I think you got that one right. Fucking homo. Anyway, it's no. It's not. It's not that. Okay. This app is designed to connect people who used to or still do get called a fucking homo. Okay, so it's a Facebook for fucking homos. People that get called fucking homos. Okay, and the homo is defined by the 40 or 50-year-olds. Okay, like you and I, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's just a pussy or a dumbass.
Right. It's not like not a slur by any stretch of the
No,
imagination.
it has
it.
nothing to do
But
with LGBTQ. It has
not at
nothing to
all.
do with that.
Not
okay?
at all.
Okay, but that's why this app works, okay? Because it's fucking homo. First of all, you're like, dude, I got to check this out, right? And then you can fucking send, because you know how you can share things like an app, right? You're, oh, dude, I'm going to share this with my friend. And you send it to him so he can check it out, that type of thing.
Okay.
Dude, fucking
I
homo
didn't
is
do
gonna
that, but okay.
fucking homo's gonna be the most shared app on the planet, okay? Because every bully is gonna be sharing fucking homo to all the fucking people he doesn't like. He's gonna share it to them. Well, then they're gonna get it, and they're gonna go, wait, what? They're gonna open it up, and then they realize.
And it's Sam Elliott.
They realize that within the community of fucking homo are a bunch of other people who don't understand why people call him a fucking homo. So they can all talk. They can all try to figure it out. They can try to better themselves. Okay? And then the
So
whole
it's
point.
like a support group app?
Yes, and then the whole point is to get off of fucking homo. Get off. Okay? And the longer you're off, okay, before you return, because you're inevitable. Look, dude, once a homo, always a homo. So inevitably you're going to return, right? So, but the longer you're off, the more points you get. The more points you get, the higher level of homo you become. You see what I'm saying?
Not at all.
It's totally incentivized, bro. Totally incentivized.
I am so confused by this concept that I don't know. I was thinking it was going to be a Darwin type thing.
All right, well,
and we were going to study the history of the Homo sapiens.
I had thought about going that route. But it's not as funny.
No, it's not. But I was still confused about what the points get you.
All right, fuck it. Last
So.
thing. Fine. Last one. If you didn't like that one,
I didn't like that
I
one.
think you're going to love this one.
I'm not investing in that one.
Okay, don't invest in this one, but think about investing in this one. This one's a good one, okay?
Oh boy.
Cocksucker.
Okay.
You've called people a cocksucker or yelled it out more than once, right?
Moi?
Cocksucker, dude.
I've never said such terms.
Cocksucker is a perfect word
Yes, it
to
is.
be an app. Okay?
I don't know about that, but it's a great word.
It absolutely is, because you know you're going to want to have cocksucker on your phone.
No.
Okay,
I don't know
yes.
if I will. Well, it depends on what's on the other end of this app.
The app is dedicated to chicken lovers of all kinds, bro.
Word.
Chicken lovers of all kinds. People who raise them to people who fucking eat them, all the way to the people who fuck them.
Okay, well, I was just going to say that maybe it could be.
Any avenue of chicken lovers, you go to fucking cocksucker.com.
Okay, see, I was
Okay?
thinking we go to, that's where you get your coupons for your Chick-fil-A's and your KFC's and your,
That's a good idea.
you know what I'm saying? And,
Well,
and your deals on nuggets,
how do
maybe
you sell-
history of nuggets.
how do you get an app going? By selling ads.
Yeah,
I think you just named all the advertisers.
there you go.
Okay.
See,
Well, we have
I
to
want to get in with them.
We have to get them on board with cocksucker.
Okay, well then, and then I got a side one for us.
the
Can I
first-
add to this? Can I add to
Sure,
this list?
Sure, but you know the
For
first
the
thing
wine
they're gonna
industry?
say is just no.
Yeah, I know, but then we'll just bail,
Change-
we'll bail
change the
that
name.
one. Yeah, we'll bail on that one,
Change the
and
name.
we'll go to the wine industry.
Okay.
With cork soaker.
Cool. How about motherfrockers?
That's a good one too.
Cork soaker. Okay. Cork soaker. That's for wine lovers and
Yes.
enthusiasts.
Yes,
Something tells me that's probably out there already.
could be, but that's just that would be good. I like that. I like cork sucker.
So that's what I came up with, dude. That's what happens when I sit alone in the garage.
You need to spend more time outside.
I came up with some apps. I think I'm at least 75% good on what I got here.
I
Okay?
like Yo Mama.
I think. Well, yeah, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh
bro.
yeah, that's another one.
That's
That's,
just-
another 3-letter part. Just the tip.
All right. Well, hey, hold on. I want to do something. We got to do two things before we get out of here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Oh snap!
It's
oh,
time for
okay.
Tales from the Ambulance with the toy.
Yes, the Tales from the Ambulance.
Let's
And you
see.
got to hear it this time,
I
too.
did get to hear it.
So, Giants game in T-minus 50 minutes. So,
Perfect. I can get a story in that time.
well, we got two more segments, dude. This segment and one more. Don't
Okay.
forget. So,
No. Let's see. What kind of tales do we have? Can you ask questions? I can't think of anything right off the top of my head. Do you
Can I
have
ask-
anything?
well, no. I mean, Tales from the Ambulance is when some stupid-ass shit happens and you got to, you got to go crazy and do something. You could tell the people, I think, about your reoccurring patient that seems to have epileptic seizures in front of
yeah.
Walmart all of the time.
Not just Walmart.
Oh, not just Walmart?
No, he frequents also convenience stores.
Okay.
Fast food restaurants. Yes, we have a gentleman. He is what we would call a frequent flyer. He's got lots of miles booked with
Couple.
us. To the point. Well, we have another one too. There's two. I didn't tell you about the second one.
All right,
but-
well, tell
so-
us about the first one.
So the first one, I can say his name. His name is Russell.
I'm sure Russell doesn't listen.
Russell probably not a fan of the show. So Russell is an urban outdoorsman. He just recently turned 30. He invited my former partner. I don't know if I told you that story or not, but just before his birthday, my former ambulance partner, a very attractive young lady, he decided that this was his line. So I was like, "Hey man, your birthday's coming up like next week," and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's all, "Well, all right." And then she came to the back doors, and he's like, "All right, this is what I'm doing." So my buddy, he got me a room at Motel 6,
This is fucking big time.
and I want you to my partner.
Don't be pointing at me like that.
Oh, this is what he did. Though. I just did, I want you to come with me and celebrate. And she's like, "Oh, you're so sweet." I don't know. We'll see what I can do. I might have to work and all. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. So
Oh, my Lord.
he's an urban outdoorsman that has done a lot of methamphetamines in his lifetime
And doesn't shower often, right?
I don't know if he ever has.
Okay, I just want to make sure
So
that you
yeah.
can paint the proper picture for the fine folks.
Yep. So we find him all over Marysville and Yuba City, and we'll get calls.
He's just floating.
Yeah, we'll get calls for unresponsive mail or seizure or something like that. Out in front of whatever. So you mentioned Walmart because this was a good one. So we got called for Walmart or out in front of Walmart. Unresponsive mail, possible cardiac arrest is what we get. Exactly. So we go rolling out there. We pull up and we're driving up in front of Walmart, and there's all these people around in the entranceway, just crowd of people surrounding this person.
Like
right?
there's a break dance going on?
Pretty much, yeah. And then there's this lady like waving frantically and like pointing, and we're like, okay,
Hands over
yeah,
here,
yeah, like
hands over
okay,
there.
yeah. We understand where we're going. We can see just based on the situation. We know where we're going. You don't gotta stop it. You don't gotta flag us down. We got it. So we pull out, and my partner looks over, and she's all, "Is that fucking Russell?"
Hey, Russell.
And I was like, I looked over, and she's like, "It is Russell." I was like, "Fuck." So I get out. And she gets out, and she goes over to get the gurney, and I'm like, "You got that? I'll go get him." And she's like, "Sure." So I walk over through the crowd, and everybody's just kind of fucking, "Oh, my God, thank God you're here."
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
And I just kind of look over at his face, and he's got his eyes closed, and I just kind of kick him on the butt a little bit. And I'm like, "Hey, Russell. Russell." And he opens his eyes and looks at me. I'm like, "Did it all go dark again?" That's always what he tells me.
It goes
whenever
dark?
happens. Yep. I'm like, "What happened?" "It just went dark. I must have had a seizure." Okay.
Okay.
So, Russell, did it all go dark again? And he kind of opens his eyes a little bit, and he's all, "Yeah." And I was like, "You want to go to the hospital?" He's all, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let's go." and
Okay.
and he's like, "All right." And he starts just getting up, and he's got his backpack on his shoulder, and I'm like, "You got that?" And he's like, "Yep." I give him a hand, standing up. He stands up, and by then she's got the gurney out and lowered, and he just walks over and sits on it, fucking starts putting his own seatbelts on. That's how many times we've done this, And we load him up, and then we load him up, and by this point, the fire department is showing up. We were a couple minutes ahead of them, so the fire department shows up, and I just give them the 4. We got this, code 4.
Code 4.
We've got the resources
We
to
good.
handle. We got it. So So they're like, "Oh, okay." And so they start driving by, and then they look over and they're like, "Is that Russell?" I'm like, "Yep." All right. And then they fucking take off.
So
we're
he's
like,
not with us. He's
Yep.
with you.
Yep. So, all right. And then so they take off. And it was just funny. So we put him in the back of the ambulance, and as we go to close the doors, I look over and like all these people that were just standing there thinking this guy's dead. And I just walked over and kicked him on the butt and was like, "You want to go to the hospital?" "Yeah." All right, let's go.
Let's go.
And he fucking gets up and gets in the ambulance,
This is the life of
Everybody's
Russell.
just staring at me like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, "Thanks." And
Have you
just-
seen Russell in normal state?
Oh yeah, I see him all the time.
Okay.
Because he
give us-
walks up and down the street in front of the hospital a lot.
Okay, I was going to say, give us a little history on Russell. if
So
you will.
Russell now has a new street name,
Okay.
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
He wants to be called Hybrid.
Hey, call me
when
Hybrid.
he's on the streets because he's half man, half animal.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a hybrid.
Call me Hybrid.
So he got a cart too. That's new.
Oh.
He's moving now. He's in
Walmart cart?
He does have a Walmart cart. As a
Okay.
matter of fact, it's a blue cart.
All right.
So he
Because the only other option out there, I believe, is like
there's
Food
Winco
Max.
out there, and there's a Food Max. There's options. I've
Okay.
seen some other kinds of
All
carts
right.
out there, but
All right.
yeah. So he's rolling with the cart. He always has a knife on him to
Is it-
protect himself.
Is it a knife or is it this is a knife?
No, it's a knife.
It's a knife.
It's like one of just a regular old pocket knife. Yeah, but he's
Gotcha.
always got like 3 or 4 different ones. He's got multiple broken meth pipes that he carries around with him.
Because he has multiple personalities for each.
I guess, I don't know. He had
There's a personality for each pipe.
he had a broken weed pipe the other day. One of those the like the other one, the little fingered
The
one.
chillers?
Yeah, he had a broken one of those. And I was like, "Do you want to throw that out?" And he's like, "No, dude, I use it." And I was like, "Oh, all right." I can't figure out how. I'm like, "Where in the fuck do you?" Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
So whatever you got going. So he,
Where does he like to reside?
I'm not sure.
Where does
I'm
he-
not sure because there's a couple places around town that they can go to.
Where does
that-
he hang his hat?
I'm not sure because he's just always everywhere. Like he's mostly in Marysville,
Yeah.
but oftentimes it's not uncommon to find him someplace. And like Walmart is deep into Yuba City.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm not quite sure how he got there. But oftentimes he'll sleep on the bench outside of at the bus stop outside of Ride Out.
Okay.
And then after usually about an hour or so, the security guards come over and wake him up and kick him out.
Is that
And then-
Hybrid's known spot?
That's one of his hangouts. And then he gets all angry, and then he walks by, and he kind of mean mugs all of us, and we're all, "Hey, what's up, Russell?" And he's just like, So, it depends on the mood that
So
he's
he's not
in.
always nice to you guys.
Not always.
But-
Sometimes he's super cool, and sometimes he's just in a bad mood, and things aren't going well for him that day or something. I'm not sure what's up with him. But
Well, I want you to do me this. Add to Tales from the Ambulance
Uh-huh.
by giving us the next person you just said I haven't told you about.
Right.
That
so
is a new regular.
yes, now we have
or a frequent flyer, if you will.
we have Donnie.
Donnie.
Donnie has been a big drinker for a long time. My partner now, Bobby, and I have gone on Donnie several times. Now the place for
is Donnie a big guy?
Not really.
Okay.
He's about 5'10", probably 200 pounds. He's not real
Okay.
big,
Right.
but he's so the hangout there in Yuba City is at the Dollar General in the parking lot of the Dollar General. That's where most of those guys hang out.
Nothing in there is $1 anymore.
Russell doesn't hang out there.
Does
Russell's
Russell
kind
and
of got
Donnie-
his own thing.
Does Russell and Donnie have an issue?
I don't know if it's Donnie per se, but I know Russell's not a liked person in that community.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not. He kind of rolls on his own. It's kind of what I think happens.
I'm
with
sorry, I
Russell.
didn't mean to call him Russell. I meant to call him Hybrid. My
Hybrid.
bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
only when he's on the street.
Well, he's
That's
prob-
what he said. Only when I'm on the street. You call me Hybrid. I don't want anybody to know. And I'm like, all right.
When's he never on the? When is he not on the street?
When he's in the back of the ambulance.
Okay.
so
So you don't want me to call you Hybrid back here?
Right.
Okay, all right, buddy.
So
you don't want to
but,
write Hybrid down on your paperwork?
yeah, I'm gonna
All
have
right.
to. It's your new middle name. So so Donnie likes to drink. We found Donnie outside the Dollar General a couple weeks ago. Donnie was laying on the sidewalk out there, schnockered with a big tall can of fucking Steel Reserve next to his head, about halfway gone.
Do they sell that in the Dollar General?
No, but there's a liquor store across
Okay,
the
I
street.
was like,
so,
wait, when did they start selling alcohol?
right. So he
Because
so
you know
he
that
was
shit ain't $1.
right. So he laid. So he was laying on the sidewalk, and some wonderful Samaritan called as they drove by. And there was a dead guy on the street.
There's a dead guy on the street, man.
Did you stop and talk to him? Well, no, I couldn't do that.
No, he's a dead guy.
Yeah.
Why would I stop and talk
So,
to a dead guy if
Anyway,
he's dead?
we got there, and Bobby knew him better than I did, and he's like, "It's fucking Donnie." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yo, yo, yo.
Whatever.
How you doing, Donnie?
So what's up, Donnie? Oh, can't get up. How long you been down here? 24 hours. You been laying right here for 24 hours? Yep. Really? Have you moved at all? Did you roll over or anything? Nope. 24 hours. That's impressive. That's impressive.
That is impressive, dude.
So what's with the Steel Reserve? Ain't mine. It's right next to your head. You smell like booze.
You're mine.
That ain't mine. Donnie, what's the matter? I had a seizure. When did you have a seizure?
Really?
Yesterday. Is that why you're laying here? Yep.
He
For
had
24 hours,
His seizure right there.
apparently. 24 hours ago, and that's why he stays right
it
there.
laid right there for
Yep.
24 hours.
Yep.
And nobody
called
until
until just now.
the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Until
So,
24 hours later.
yep. So,
Wow.
all right, Donnie, you hurt anywhere? Everywhere. All right. You want to go to the hospital? Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Well, at least they're fucking going.
Get up. I can't. Yeah, you can. Can't. Yeah, you can. Grab him by the hands and fucking kind of just drag him to a sitting position.
Offer him
Come
a
on,
Steel
man.
Reserve,
Let's
dude.
go. Hang on. That's not his. Remember that's not his. So
Hey, don't forget my
So,
Steel Reserve.
we stand him up. We walk
This
over
is
to
horrible.
We walk over to the back of the ambulance to put him on the gurney.
Yep.
He's like, "Wait, don't forget my beer."
Fucking horrible, dude. Horrible.
Oh no, Donnie.
Wow.
So,
Donnie.
so we got him.
It all went sideways after New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
huh?
I think we got him Monday or Tuesday. We got him again, and he was out in front of somebody's house, just sitting under a tree drinking some water, and
Just some random person's house
yeah,
using their hose.
no, they brought it to him.
Oh, they brought it to him.
Because-
once you bring somebody water on your front lawn, now they're your guest.
Well, apparently he was laying on their front lawn. So they went over to kick him off their front lawn, and then he said that he needed an ambulance, and he really didn't feel good.
He wanted
So then they
somebody-
went and got him some water, and then he got up and walked to the curb so he could meet the ambulance and drink his water. So
At least he's a nice guy when it comes to convenience of pickup.
that made it
Okay.
easier. It
You know.
really definitely made it easier. So we
Get up.
pull up and
Can't.
what's up? I'm dizzy.
Dizzy.
You've been eating and drinking?
No.
You've been, how much, when was the last time you had alcohol? 2 days. You haven't had any alcohol for 2 days? Nope.
No.
Trying to be better. Good for you, Donnie. That's why you feel like shit.
Yeah, but
You want to go to the hospital? I think I need to.
had
Work.
he
Let's go.
had he been sober for 2 days? Come on, bro.
No.
Come on, bro.
No. Not at all.
You know he smelled a little bit of alcohol when you picked
Oh,
him
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah. So, and
Still
I'm like,
reserve?
you want to go? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then he reaches over and he grabs, which I didn't see, but behind him was a patient belonging bag from Rideout Hospital. And I was like, were you just at the hospital? He's like, yep. And I'm like, for what? And he goes, the same thing. I'm like, when'd you get out? And he's like, it was
40
like,
minutes
it was
ago?
like 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And he's like, about 6:30. I'm like,
Jesus, dude.
I'm like, this morning? He's all, yeah. And I'm like, did they do anything for you? He goes, no. I'm like, so you want to go back? And he's like, yeah.
What a
Okay.
cycle, man. What
So-
a fucking cycle.
Yep. So we picked him up and we drove over to Rideout and we go in and they looked over and they're like, he was just here. And I was like, I know. They're like,
Jesus.
what's wrong now? Same thing. Okay. Triage. Word. And we fucking walk all the way through the ER, get to the front entrance and set him down and walk him over to a chair and sit him
dude.
down and get him registered to sit with everybody else in the waiting room.
Wow.
So, and then we had this other lady, same thing.
All right,
She
this is
had,
going to be the last one for
this is a quick one.
Tales from the ambulance.
She had really bad pain in the back of her knee for a week. So she needed to call 911 in the fucking 5:30 in the afternoon on Monday.
Yeah.
For whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she went to the hospital the day before. She said they did an ultrasound on it to see if she had a blockage or a clot or something. And then she said, and she has fibromyalgia, and the air conditioning made my pain so bad I couldn't stay, so I left. And I was like, so they did the ultrasound and you were just waiting for results, but you left, and so now you don't know what to do about it. And she's like, yeah. And
What the fuck?
And I was like, okay. She's like, so the air conditioning was terrible there. And I'm like, well, they haven't turned it off. You realize that they keep it on all the time because it keeps the environment,
Yeah.
more clean.
It's a stable environment.
Right, and you can't. Bacteria don't grow nearly as quickly in cold as they do in warm, so they keep everything cold. So she's like, "Oh, I know. I'm going to bring my blanket this time." I'm like, "Okay."
So
I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
use
And,
the ambulance as an Uber to get your blanket.
So
That's awesome.
she lives in a car. She lives in her car, no less. So she then.
Why didn't you just drive your house over to the
That's
amp?
what we were talking about. So then.
Oh my God.
She's like, I couldn't. It was too painful to drive. So I was like, well, what hurts? And she's all, everything. And I was like, everything? She's like, yeah. I'm like, do your toenails hurt? And she's all, yeah. I'm like, does your hair hurt? And she's all, yeah. And I was like, do your eyebrows hurt? And she's like, all day. And I was like, wow, that's terrible. And so when I got to the hospital, so again, cool, get in, we drove her to the hospital again, out to the front triage. As we're lowering the gurney for her to get off, she's like, I thought if I went with an ambulance, I could get a room. And I'm like, that's not how it works. So that's the reason you call 911? And she's like, well, I thought this would help me. And I'm like, I'm not going to give you anything for pain because this is bullshit, number one, but I'm not going to give you anything for pain. And you're here based on you're in line based on the severity of your case. You're out here in the waiting room because there are actually sick people back there that they're actually taking care of. So that are going to stay with it. When they're getting seen, they're going to stay. They're not going to leave and expect everything. You know? So no. But so then, whatever. So she goes and Bobby goes and gets her in a chair to go to registration. And I go over to the nurse to give the report.
Fucking God, dude.
And I set the paper down and I tell him, I'm like, all right, so here's the situation. I give him her name and her age and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, so knee pain. She got it looked at. She left. And he's like, fucking, I hate these people. And I'm like, I know. And then he's like, and I'm like, so she's got pain all over, including the toenails, her eyebrows, and her hair. And he kind of smiled. And he looks at my arms and he goes, damn, that would suck if that happened to you.
No shit,
yeah.
dude.
So back to me being furry. That's
my God.
She's like, that would really suck if that happened to you. And I was like, no doubt, man. So
So it just, I mean,
So it's just, that's just kind of what we deal. I mean, there's a lot of that shit, dude. A lot of that shit. And everybody just thinks if you go in by ambulance or if you call 911, then
you're
you
just
get top priority.
Yeah.
And no, it's all on what I tell them on the way in or what my partner tells them on the way in. And then when they walk in, and then a lot of times we'll walk in and they'll stop and they'll be like,
No.
no, you go to triage.
Yeah.
Or, no, you need to go to room 8, which is like one of the more critical rooms,
Exactly.
Or,
Yeah.
so it's, they know, and they're just like,
It's
whatever.
based on severity,
Yeah.
bottom line.
Yeah.
So if
You're not really sick.
just because you're in the back of an ambulance doesn't mean you're dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's lots of that. Wow.
Because we're
that's
not the
fucking
state
horrible.
of Nevada, which we need to be. They have the right to tell people.
Right of refusal?
They have the right of refusal. In California, only the patient has the
Yeah.
right of refusal. If you call, I got to do something with you unless you sign all these forms, right? There, they can show up to one of those calls
No
and be
way.
like, I don't deem this a medical emergency. We recommend you go to the urgent care, and they will leave.
No shit.
They can do that there.
Wow.
And I am like, holy fuck, dude, you want to talk about solving the 911 fucking
I
problem?
got to imagine liability insurance is quite high, though, for shit like
I'm
that.
sure it is,
You know what
but
I mean?
at the same time, dude, that would be so good to be able to be like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
dude.
No.
Nope.
I feel you,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
I feel you.
You know?
I feel you. All right, well, here we're gonna jump into the very last thing because if I put
It's
it
about
on,
that time.
if I put it
anyway,
on the
so.
Twaza machine, it means it has to happen. That means I think it's time.
Oh, snap.
And if you didn't do it,
News is happening
If
around
If
the
it's a news
world.
story about Florida, you better bet Toys on it. Now it's time for Toys Take on the News.
Yes, indeed, ladies and germs. I have some breaking news to tell you. This story, oddly enough, actually happens to come from the great state of Florida. Things are tough all around, and now let me just tell you, I can potentially understand where this guy was coming from because sometimes we follow our hearts, and not everybody agrees with where our hearts take us.
okay.
But I must let you know that a Florida man recently was arrested after doing very, quote, Florida man things, including humping a tree and then running down the street in the nude.
Humping a tree.
Yes, sir. He, Mr. 21-year-old Alonzo Sanchez was found by deputies and was seen hugging and hip thrusting a tree.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
like the DAC hip thrust?
No, not the loosening yourself up. No. He was
just
getting
getting ready,
jiggy with
just
it.
getting
No,
ready, just getting ready,
No,
just getting
he
ready.
was. I think it was more forward
Just
thrusting.
getting ready,
I think
just
it was
getting
more
ready,
like
just getting ready, just
thrusting. Now you have to understand though, he was fully naked, and I'm gonna have to say he was turgid at the time as well, just to make
I
sure
think
that
that's
we know
very
that.
important. I think that's
think
a very
so.
important piece of it.
Now, according to officers,
If he's flaccid, you can't charge him with anything.
no, except for assault with a dead weapon. So,
You're an idiot.
I know. Now, mind you,
Yeah.
officers allege he may have been under the influence of something at that point in time.
No. Wait, hold on. If it's Florida, I'm going with. You can have your guess in a second. I'm going with bath salts.
Oh, that's a good one. I was thinking Jankum or Flocka or
Flocka. I think Flocka's the winner, dude.
it might be Flocka.
I think
Might be
Flocka's the
Flocka.
winner.
So, well, you see, it was obviously as he and his betrothed were experiencing such items out in the public, it was very distracting, and so somebody called the police. When the police arrived to stop him, the naked Mr. Sanchez ran down the road trying to elude the police officers.
How'd that go?
Not very well, because as he was trying to run away from the police officers, he ran into the street, was nearly hit by a car. Car had to swerve to avoid him, and but that slowed him down. So then the deputies attempted to grab him. He punched one of them in the face.
Oh, very nice.
Then he was apprehended and taken to Lehigh Acres Regional Hospital. I'm not certain as to why he went to the hospital after striking an officer in the face.
I'm thinking that might be a hospital institution.
Well, no, I understand. No, what they have to do is they have to send them in to make sure they're medically
okay.
Okay, before they can go to jail.
All
I
right.
get that, but I'm just wondering if he sustained any injuries during the arrest after punching one of the cops in the face.
I'm
So-
sure not only did he get an injury, but imagine being thrown to the ground and handcuffed in the prone position, naked.
Probably a little
Okay?
scraping.
Yeah.
Definitely chafed.
Your dick ain't looking so pretty. Is all
No,
I'm
definitely
saying.
chafed.
Got something else from?
Well, I
from
just
the
want to. I
news?
just want to give shout out real quick to somebody's idea on this one.
What's the idea?
Given the term, given the world we're in now, he said maybe he identified as a tree and just wanted baby trees.
Oh,
so
God,
that's
dude.
possible.
Better left unsaid,
I like
bro.
that one.
Better
That was a good
left
comment for the people out
unsaid.
there. It's a good comment for the people out there.
What else does the toy have a take on in the news?
Let's see. Let's talk about this one. This is a good one. I should have started with this one. I'm sorry. This would have been a far better bridge topic into it. But Florida man steals ambulance and then gets it stuck in the mud.
Florida man. I love you, Florida man.
Yep. So grand theft auto charges after stealing an ambulance from the hospital.
Okay.
29-year-old Trey Cornwell took an ambulance from the Oak Hill Hospital in Brooksville.
He probably didn't like waiting as long as he was waiting, so he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm getting an ambulance, I'm going home.
Pretty much. So the crew was out taking a patient into the hospital,
Okay.
and so he decided to take the empty ambulance. He drove off, and then he got it stuck in the mud. So he got out, went to a shopping plaza, and then he was certainly arrested while covered in mud.
You just wanted to throw that in there because of the ambulance.
Well, there's a great picture of it. He drove apparently right into,
You'll have to-
like he was going into a pond. I'm just going to show you. I'm trying to describe
You'll have
the
to
yellow
tweet.
one down there. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I will tweet this picture out so that we can all see the
I
gentleman.
think he was trying to, quote unquote, sink the evidence.
There you go.
You know
So,
what I mean?
but it does look like he was driving into a wetland area, and that's just not good. Those things are heavy, just so you know.
No shit.
So
All right, you
that's
gotta-
what I got for you on the breaking news out there in the world today.
All right, nothing else for the news?
Not at the moment.
Well,
no,
then-
nothing really big out
Then
there.
that's what we're going out on because I want to finish the night every night with the news. But the last thing we will say is duck the Fodgers.
Duck the Fodgers. Dodger
Duck the
dogs suck.
Fodgers. You fucked me over on that
Sorry.
one. All right, well, listen. Go Giants. Duck the Fodgers.
Beat OA.
We will come back. We will see you guys next week, 5:30, back at that time, okay? So for Stones,
Toy.
that's the toy. We're getting a fudge out of here. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Mwah.